Partly sunny and spot thunderstorms 91. Sunday, partly sunny, spot storms 94. A long run of hazy, hot, and humid weather all of next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company. Are you considering life insurance? Penn Mutual's accelerated client experience makes applying for life insurance fast and easy. Ask your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL. We've got clouds. It's 87 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Keep the music rolling, please.
Go.
This has been in my head for 3 days.
How?
And I'm trying to exercise it.
How did you get it in your head?
I don't know. I probably was TikToking and saw a video, but 24 hours a day for 3 days. Been like, go. Like laying in bed at 3 in the morning, you can't sleep.
He's like, I gotta hear JD Lane's voice.
Oh, man.
Let's go Warrant.
They say that's the best way to get rid of an earworm is to listen to it.
Like the full song.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Or to pass it on to someone else. So I just pass it on to a few thousand people. Yeah. Enjoy. Have fun with that. How's everyone?
Smooth.
Good? Everything
Chilling.
good?
Sleepy.
Real good. Sleepy.
Sleepy.
Sleepy. I didn't sleep great last night.
Oh. How have you been doing lately?
What's that?
How have you been doing lately?
Really well. It's just last night I went to bed at like 8:30. I was
That'll do
very
it.
tired, but then I woke up around 2 and didn't get back to sleep until around 4, and then I was up at 5:45, so
Yeah.
it was just like a weird piecemeal
Yep.
type of thing.
Yep. Yeah, I had a weird one because I typically am up at 5 or 6, and I don't usually have things in the morning, so my mornings are pretty, open and leisurely. And this morning I had a video meeting at 8 a.m., and I woke up at 7:30, which I had not slept for a couple days, so it was nice, but I wasn't used to being like, oh, down some coffee, throw in some clothes,
Mm-hmm.
Made me feel for people. Because, everyone has their own things. Like this job has its own challenges, but it's not 9 to 5.
Yeah, but one thing I definitely appreciate about working afternoons is that I never have to just like wake up and immediately start doing something.
Yeah.
All I have to do is, if I wake up pretty early anyway, but it gives me like a lot of time to chill and
It's nice.
get ready for the day. Start the day slow. Which
It's
is
really
very
nice. You had a thing on there, Rach, about best non-sexual physical sensations. I don't know if this counts, but when I make my first cup of morning coffee, I microwave it for like 35 seconds, and I give it a couple minutes, and the physical sensation of taking my first sip of really too hot coffee is one of my favorite sensations all day.
Yum.
Yeah. How about you guys?
I like falling asleep.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like there and you're like, I know this is about to happen.
I gotta
pretty
say, if you've been like, let's say you're working out outside in this heat, then you get your nice cold water with the ice in it.
Yeah.
Nothing tastes better than that. I'm telling you,
No,
nothing
I
tastes
agree.
better.
When I'm super, super thirsty, if you put a Coke in front, I'm maybe talking some crap here because you put a cold, icy Coke in front of me, I might down that before the water.
That's going to dehydrate you.
I'm sure it will, but it feels so good going down. Did you see that Trump is making a change? I don't know how this happens, whether he just asked Coke or it's an executive order or what, but somehow it's tied to Trump, that Coke is going to stop using high fructose and start using cane sugar, which is what I think they use in the Coke that comes from Mexico, which is very specific. Like I know locally you can buy it at Straub's and things like that. It's really, really good. So Coke may be changing.
Maybe. I don't think it's been like a proclamation from the company. I think it's like he says they're going to do it.
Yeah, he says
He
been
said
talking.
he called them, yeah.
He says they've been talking. He said they're going to do it. Coke came out and very diplomatically was like, we appreciate that the president is so interested in this, but they did not confirm that this is actually going to
let's be
happen.
clear what they're going to do. They're going to do whatever makes them the most money. I think they do what they do. I think they make the changes that they did for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think they did it just because they thought, you know what, we're going to make it worse. Like, no, I think they said, we can make more money doing it this way, so let's do it this way.
Yeah, true. Wheels, what would you think of making the swing off a part of baseball?
Real games?
Yes.
No.
You've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, there's a shootout in the NHL, right? I mean, that exists.
Soccer.
But they're very different sports, right? Like, baseball is not as physically exhausting as hockey or soccer. It's just not the same thing. And games just don't last that long, right? Technically, I mean, like, if you look at the number of games that even get to the 12th inning anymore, it's like 1%, 2%. Like, the games don't go that long. And you can just play it out. I don't like the idea of doing it that way, because think about it this way. When you're talking about a shootout, now I don't love those either, by the way. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. You're at least involving two people that are actually competing. A goalie and a player, whether it's soccer or hockey, right? There's a competition there. Home run swing-offs are batting practice. It's a coach throwing to players and throwing it right down the middle. So I guess if you say you want to have like a real pitcher out there trying to make him miss, but then that's just at bats.
That's just baseball.
Right. So what are we doing? Mm-hmm. You know, that's the difference to me, is that in the other sports where we have some kind of weird, non-traditional way of ending a tie without a tie.
Yeah.
You have an actual competition between two real professional athletes that are the best of their sport.
Yes.
And in baseball, it would just be, let's go back to what we did in practice before the game.
Yeah.
And that's why it's stupid.
Okay.
But I do want to fix the home run derby, though. Like, I do think that, like, it's fine. They're not going to get rid of it. Nobody really cares that much, but the way they do it now is incredibly stupid. Did you watch any of it?
I watched it until I couldn't watch it anymore.
It's incredibly annoying because, you know, look, I'll blame ESPN for the split screen, but the format sucks. And Major League Baseball could easily make it better. First of all, it shouldn't be on a clock. Nobody cares how fast you can hit home runs. What do we like? What do you love about a home run, Dave? Outside of, like, the impact it has on a game. You know, like, of course you love a game-winning home run of any kind. Mm-hmm. But what's the best thing about a home run in a derby setting? What's the coolest part about it?
Just when they hit a big giant.
Seeing how far it goes.
Yeah, dinger.
Witnessing how far it goes. You can't even watch one home run because another one's being hit literally 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
So you're constantly, like, turning your head back and forth. Instead of it being on a clock, just give each guy 2 rounds of 10 swings. Because what they get now in those 3 or 4 minutes is, like, you know, 30 swings-ish, like something in that range, right? They have a maximum of 27 on the 3-minute clock. And then you get your little bonus round. So we're maybe reducing it a little, and I don't care. You could make it 30, make it 2 rounds of 15. I don't care. Take the clock off it. Just let them unleash. You're going to get 10 swings, and then you're going to go rest. Because what you get now is rapid fire that you can't keep up with, and you get players that are exhausted 1 minute into the 3 minutes that they have to hit. It's not supposed to be an endurance or a speed competition. It's a power competition. Mm-hmm. Do we want more long home runs? Or do we want to just witness the ball going psh, 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 psh? Because you can't even enjoy it. You don't even get to see the reactions of all the all-star players on the field because there's no time. To me, in the older formats, that was the coolest part. The coolest part is seeing all the other best players in the world admire the strength and power of the guys that are there with them. We get none of that anymore. Now it's just like, how long can we drag this out for 3 hours, and what can we do to make it seem like a real competition? Take each of those guys, give them 10 swings, 2 rounds of 10 swings. So you're going to have fewer total swings, but you're going to get better ones. And you just mark it. To me, the 4 that advance are the guys that accumulate the most total distance on their home runs.
I'm down with that.
So let's say you get 20 swings and you hit 15 home runs. The 4 that have the most total distance on home runs get to advance. And that can still be beneficial to the guys that don't hit it as far as, say, O'Neal Cruz. They just have to hit more of them.
Yeah.
So instead of going for distance, you go for number. And, so there's a balance there where the guy that hits 18...
See, you thought this through.
I did, because I don't think it's hard. I think it would be more entertaining. It would take the same amount of time, which means the TV people will be happy because they got a long TV show that they can sell commercials for, which is part of the deal. And it would be more fun to watch. I would enjoy that. I think all of us would, because, again, what's the best part?
If they did it the same way they did it this year, I wouldn't watch next year. It was annoying to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
And our buddy Ben Boyd just texted me. He made a good point. The older format went too long. It was like 4 hours, and it's like, I get it. We want something that's around the length of a game. But what I'm giving you is that. And you can toy with it with the numbers if you want to make it exactly like it is now, but take the speed element. And then think about what else we were relying on in that timed round. We're relying on a batting practice pitcher to throw under the pressure of a clock and basically be perfect. Why would we want to put any of that competition on a 60-year-old coach or on a guy's dad or on a guy's brother or a teammate, whoever's doing it? Why would we? They're not the stars. This should be simply about the power of the home run hitters. Problem solved. Somebody call Rob Manfred.
Yeah, no, it's a good presentation.
More entertaining, same amount of time, and it's focused on the people that you're supposed to be focused on, the power hitters.
When we come back, the internet's doing this thing. Would you give up blank for $1 million? I have a few for you guys. That's coming up after this. Tell them about Lombardo Homes, Rach.
Yeah, I want to tell everybody about Lombardo Homes' Build on Your Lot program. It's called Anywhere Lombardo. They have the tools and expertise to evaluate your property, show you different floor plans and options, provide you with pricing, and build the home that best fits your needs. They'll do it on time. They'll do it on budget. Look, building on your lot can be overwhelming. Most of us don't know what's going on when it comes to building on your own land. Every municipality has different rules and requirements. Your budget can get out of control. Just let the experts at Lombardo Homes take the guesswork out of building on your lot.
Yeah, I know there's so much to talk about with a home builder, so many moving parts. It's such a big purchase. I think sometimes the best thing I can do for you guys is say, put Lombardo into your mix. If there's a couple other builders that you want to talk to, great. I always think that's good. I'm never afraid to compare my clients against other people. But what I can tell you is this. They are exceptionally good people. And I've seen them do business. And I've been in the room when a customer had a complaint and how they've handled it. And they always call it against themselves. Check them out at LombardoHomes.com.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game, stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, we're the home run hitters you need. Morgan & Morgan, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hospital Sisters Health System isn't just in your community. We're part of it. Expert care and genuine support backed by a network that puts your health first. HSHS, connected to our community, committed to your health. Visit hshs.org/caring.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Happy Thursday to you. I have a day off tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. The guys will take good care of you. CNN reporting that the White House has just announced that Donald Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. I shouldn't even say I know what it is, but I think it's just when old people bruise easily. You know, he's had those bruises on his hands, and yesterday they caught him with makeup trying to cover up a bruise, and so they're coming out and saying that this is what it is. So there you go.
I looked up the definition of it while you were saying that.
And
it says that it is when your legs become damaged and struggle to send blood back to your heart.
Okay.
That's what that is. Or at least that's what this says it is. And that's from the Cleveland Clinic.
Good enough. So you have one definition from me and one from the Cleveland Clinic. You guys decide.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I'll go with Dr.
I think it's when
Dave.
old people gets bruised. So
I'll go with Dr. Dave. Thank you.
okay, would you give up for $1 million? Wheeler, would you never go to or watch a baseball game again?
No. Now, if you make that
I'll do it.
make that $50 million, you got me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's like nothing in the world that I would not give up for $1 million.
Movies.
Yeah,
You can never watch a movie again.
that's fine. I barely watch movies as it is.
Okay.
That's like easy. That's like when I would be a kid and I would try to give up like lettuce for Lent or whatever.
How about Gigi? Would you give up your cat?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness, that's awful.
Megan?
I'm mentally flushing her down the toilet.
Yikes.
Did you give up Megan?
That's who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Man.
I guess okay. Important distinction. Am I like? Is she still like here with us or like?
No, she didn't die.
You're
Okay.
giving
Then
your
yeah.
cat to someone else.
Then yeah, I'm doing it for us, is what I would tell her.
Oh,
Well, not for
not for
Gigi.
Gigi.
It's not what I
Yeah,
would tell her.
Yeah,
She doesn't get to reap any of the benefits of
that's
the $1 million.
right. She'd be like, "You're just selling me out, bro."
I'll be like, I will send so much
No, wait a minute.
churro.
I feel like we're having two different discussions.
Yes.
Are we still talking about the cat?
Either.
So you'd give up the cat or your wife?
Yeah, because it would be for us.
Well, not if she's not your wife.
I'd slip her a little bit of it. She'd get her.
So you'd cut her in on the action.
Yeah, I'd make her whole, and then she could go off and have a wonderful life with a new husband
How much would you give her?
on my dime. I don't know,
10%?
$4 grand,
Oh, okay.
somewhere in that range.
This segment's making you look good.
Somebody's gonna have it. It's explaining to do when he gets home today.
She doesn't listen to the show.
Oh,
She
good for
can,
you.
she
Good,
can get
good,
an
good.
apartment, and then I'll cover like the first 2 months' rent and the deposit.
Oh man.
Rach, same question to you, but tennis. You can never play or watch it again.
For $1 million, sure, I'll give it up.
Find a new sport.
Yeah. I mean, I really like it, but if you're giving me $1 million to, I mean, I didn't watch it at all like 2 years ago, so
Yeah.
I'm good.
And you didn't have $1 million.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think for most of these things, like Wheels has said he wouldn't give up his dog for $1 million, like if the money was on the table, you think most people would change their minds?
Not about pets, probably yes. Not about spouse necessarily, right? Like if you said, Wheeler, here's
It's weird coming from you since you just gave up your spouse for
Yeah,
a couple
for
months of rent.
$3,000. Give her $3,000. See you later.
Look, it's easy to do when the money's not on the table, right? It's easy to say this stuff when the money's not on the table.
I respect that you're not lying.
When that money's in front of you, Like, look, I don't think I would give up Megan for $1 million. I think I'd be like, this is ridiculous and silly.
You don't think?
But, Kevin, what'd I just say? When the money's on the table, it's tough to do.
What's the least amount you'd give her up for? Like real $500,000.
I gotta see the money on the table, man. This is what I'm talking about. Nah, I don't think I'd give her up for $500,000. I mean, like I said, I don't think I would give her up
cut's
for
too big a percentage.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be. Smaller number is actually better for me because then I have to give her less in the percentage. Yeah. But no, I don't think I would give her up for $1 million. I don't think I would divorce her for $1 million. But when the duffel's on the table and I'm looking at it, you might become a whole different person.
Okay.
I'm a big believer in, like Rachel always says, a large amount of money can change the way a person's brain chemistry works.
I like how I brought you into this one, Rach.
Yeah.
It's how my friend Rach always says, leave a spouse for $1 million.
And as a person who is chronically $28 in his bank account, I mean, when you show me that much money, it's like, whew. The amount needed to change my brain chemistry is not $20 billion, is what I'm saying.
What if Megan made the same decision about you?
I would be so hurt. I would be crushed. I would be devastated. I would never recover from it. I'd bring it up every day for the rest of our life.
What if she gave you half?
Half of what?
$1 million.
Half of $1 million's a lot. See, half of $500,000, not that much. Then you got to think taxes, right? After taxes, I'm probably only getting like what, $160K? That ain't worth it.
So what that comes down to, by the way, if you just measure it over 10 years, is $270 a day. Would you give up something you truly care about for $270 a day? Before taxes, because you got to pay taxes on it.
He just gave me this look. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Are you kidding me?
Man.
Yeah, you can break it down any way you want. I don't think he's changing his mind.
Man.
By the way, you always take the lump sum. You don't take the money over time.
So then you're going to take $600,000 instead of $1 million.
So that's the other thing too, right? So if you say $1 million,
no taxes.
That's a lot easier to say yes to than $270 a day. Like that is easier to say yes to.
Sure.
Because
it's
especially
more impactful,
it's like,
it's more impactful.
Right.
Yeah.
And I could get hit by a bus in December, and I've only gotten $700 out of this deal that I divorced my wife for or whatever.
He's the one who keeps bringing up the divorce word.
Yeah.
Because I want to make it clear that she's
not dead.
Yes, she's still here. She just gets to go find somebody else.
With $3,000 in her pocket.
with a cool 3 bands.
She'll have a great first date conversation. So what happened to you and your husband?
Well, basically my husband sold me.
Oh, you may be wondering why I'm paying for dinner tonight.
Andrew, so you're like in favor of human trafficking.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're selling your wife. You're saying, here's my wife for $1 million.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't given to me as sold.
Okay,
it was given to me as a trade.
Yeah, you're not exchanging.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So the only real difference is that it's not. You're not giving her up to a specific person.
Putting her in a big Amazon box and poking holes in it and pushing it into Kohl's. Like I have a return.
Hey, shout out to Kevin. He said he's been listening for almost the whole 25 years, and this is his first time watching the stream.
Yeah, good to have you, Kevin. Thank you.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
When disaster strikes, the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis is there. Tornadoes have left families displaced and communities in crisis, but you can help. The Urban League Tornado Disaster Relief Humanitarian Fund provides emergency shelter, food, clothing, and critical support to those affected. Your donation brings hope when it's needed most. Visit ulstl.com to donate. That's ulstl.com. Stand with us. Stand for St. Louis.
I tell you guys about my good friend Susan L. Ward, and it's kind of like Dr. Corey Solomon.
In addition to being a fantastic divorce attorney, she's a really cool person. And why does that matter? Why does it matter that I'm friends with her? Why does it matter that she's cool? Because communication and comfort is so important, whether it's your doctor or your lawyer. You want someone who you can talk to. You want someone who you can confide in. You want someone who you can be real with. Maybe you're the one in the marriage who kind of caused it to go bad, and you're sheepish about it and maybe even remorseful. You can talk to Susan. You can tell her anything you want to tell her. Everything is private. And of course, she's going to do whatever she can to get you the very best deal that she possibly can. By all means, talk to a priest, talk to a pastor, talk to a best friend, but talk to a very good divorce attorney before you do anything. If you call her at 314-783-9400 or reach out to her at stlfamilylaw.com, she will give you a free consultation. My advice, write down your top 5 or 10 questions. You can be very specific, and she will give you real answers, not just like, oh, yeah, that's something we can do. She'll say, well, probably they're going to split it this way, or probably this, in this court, this judge is really a stickler about XYZ. Once again, that's stlfamilylaw.com.
Dave Murray's forecast is brought to you by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
A weak cool front dropping our way, and it will be the focus for scattered thunderstorms as we go through our Thursday afternoon. Lots of humidity. Temperatures bouncing all over the place, depending if you get under a storm or not. Main features will be heavy downpours of rain and lightning. Scattered thunderstorms continue into the evening. I think it will actually run well into the night. 72 for the low. Friday, that front just barely gets through for a one-day visit. Partly sunny skies. It's cooler. Still, though, a couple of thunderstorms around. 85 on Friday. Saturday, it starts to make a comeback. Saturday will bring partly sunny skies. Spot storms 91. Sunday, partly sunny spot storms 94. And it's all about summer all of next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Hey guys, Glover here for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, you can choose from payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest, plus a free in-home window and energy assessment from the leaders in the window business. Been with these guys now for a while, and they have treated me very well and my listeners very well. Many of you from the DGS have reached out to get a quote. As you know, they're always in the middle because they are just a solid company. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live. It's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News & World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour with lunch or to learn more about our upcoming seminar on August 5th, How to Afford Senior Living in This Economy. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Shows Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Ozzie Smith ready for the flip, and we're ready to start the season. Here we go.
This is Cardinal Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith, and I'm flipping with excitement over the giveaway on Thursday, July 24th. That night, 20,000 fans 16 and older will take home the first ever legendary backflip bobblehead, featuring me, courtesy of Phillips 66. Don't miss the flipping awesome giveaway. We can't wait to see you on Thursday, July 24th. Secure your tickets and learn more at cardinals.com/promotions.
Harry Potter Night is at Busch Stadium on Thursday, July 24th, as the Cardinals face off with the Padres in a magical showdown. With a themed ticket, witches, wizards, and muggles alike will trust the sorting hat and receive a mystery house jersey. Will it be Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin? Head straight to cardinals.com/theme before they disapparate.
Baseball's All-Star Week is underway. Cardinals baseball, it returns Friday night when they take on the D-backs.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. My buddy Hayes just said that he loved the way I went into a Susan L. Ward divorce attorney live right after Andrew said he's divorcing his wife for $1 million. Hayes was such a cool guy. Miss him.
Me too.
You want to do a report card?
Sure.
We haven't done that in a long time. It's just a fun little throwaway thing that we do. Where we rank things on a report card from A+ to F. It can be literally anything, and today it is condiments.
All right.
Don't get too excited.
I'm excited. This is so spontaneous.
I know. That's me, Mr. Spontaneity.
It's right in the wave.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Mayonnaise.
F.
I like mayo.
Like a C.
Yeah,
like
I
I
would
enjoy
say a
it.
C.
I had it on my sandwich at lunch, but like I could live without it for $1 million.
Okay, so we'll put.
For $1 million. I would take $1 million to give up mayonnaise. Yeah.
How about its close cousin, Miracle Whip?
Ooh.
Never had it.
F.
Never had Miracle Whip.
Never had it.
I get it. I never had mayo until I grew up.
I always
was
thought
a
it
Miracle
was
Whip family.
I always thought it was just mayo.
I am one of those weirdos who like both
Like 'em
mayo
both? I
and
like 'em both.
Miracle Whip. Yeah,
I like 'em
I'm
both.
fine with whatever category. I'm not going to fight for Miracle Whip.
I'm gonna
We'll
put it in the
that
B.
way.
Now let's put it next to mayo in the C.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Ketchup or catsup.
B.
Ketchup or ketchup. I'm going to say an A.
D.
D.
I'm not crazy about
He
it.
doesn't use it. I've
I don't-
noticed
yeah,
this.
I don't like it. I like it on a burger, and that is pretty much the only place I like it.
They got a fries?
Everyone in the world says burger weird.
I know.
Burger.
I caught myself too in a burger.
You really hit that.
I like
hit
it
that
on
hard.
a burger.
Eat your burger.
Mustard.
A plus.
F minus.
B.
The best one.
Triple minus
D?
F.
I said B. Ketchup
B.
and mustard are basically
Lower
equals to me.
lower than F.
Are we talking
That's
like
far
straight
down.
up yellow mustard or any kind?
No, just yellow.
The same thing.
What's lower than F? Send it to hell.
I'll be down there eating my mustard, dude.
Hate mustard. No, but which kind of mustard? Are we just talking
Yellow.
we're talking regular yellow mustard?
Yellow.
You got to listen to the show. 'Cause
Just
we
ask that, brother.
Did you say yellow? Okay.
We just
Okay.
covered this.
I was too busy thinking about mustard being in hell. Yeah, no, send it to hell.
I'm putting it in B because I think it's an A.
Okay.
Barbecue sauce.
Ooh,
A.
A.
Got 2 A's so far.
Yeah, I'll do A with it.
Okay.
That's something I like on my burgers.
That's good on everything, man.
Dave is always funny when we do the report cards because if he likes something and we all go, yeah, it's like a D or an F, he's like, we'll put it in A. We'll compromise. Put it in A.
Salsa.
Ooh, somebody say salsa.
Ooh, I mean, salsa could be
Yeah.
a B or
I'm a
a C
B.
for me.
I'm a B.
I don't want to put it too high, but I do like it.
I like it a lot. Similar to the Miracle Whip, I'm not going to fight for it. I'm pretty neutral on where it falls, but I like it a lot.
Okay. I'm going to put it right between A and B, and we can move it as we need.
Special category.
One of my favorites, tartar sauce.
Yeah.
I do like the tartar sauce.
It's the only negative is that it's somewhat limited as to what you put it on.
Ooh, not for me.
Because it's good, but it's like fish.
You can put it on any meat, really.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
What is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I have had tartar sauce. I don't. My brain says I don't like it, but I don't know if I've ever actually had it. So what does it taste like?
You are so weird.
And you know what? He wants to bring up how you act during the report card.
Thank you.
During the report card, Andrew is like drunk with something.
I've not had a lot. I don't eat a whole lot of fish. I don't eat a lot of fried fish. When I do eat fish, it's typically like grilled or
It's
broiled.
good on grilled fish too, man.
So I don't have the tartar sauce with it. But my
Yeah.
wife loves it a lot, so I've
By
seen
the way,
it.
it's not tartared.
Yeah.
See, that's step number one.
See,
I don't even know what the darn thing's called.
Has this sauce been tartared?
This is the weird thing about me, right? I hate mayonnaise, but if you put relish and some lemon juice in it, now I like it. Now it's
Oh,
tartar
gross.
sauce.
Okay, well then
That's
I
what
really
tartar
don't
sauce
like it.
is.
Mm-hmm.
That's a B.
Yicky.
Ranch.
Man, that's a solid C.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
I could be a B or an A for ranch.
Okay. I like it a lot, so we'll put it in A. Sriracha.
F.
I like all of these things. This is the hardest report card
I
for
know.
me ever because I'm just like, I love them all. Put
Rachel's
them in
like,
whatever
it's Sophie's
category.
choice.
I'm a B or a C
Sort
because
of.
I'm not like you. I can't do the sriracha on everything. I do like it, but like, where barbecue sauce and ranch is like, if it doesn't have barbecue sauce and ranch already, throw it on. Let's see if it makes it better. Sriracha is more specific.
We got a glut between A and
Yeah,
C.
yeah.
How about relish?
Love
By
it.
itself, F.
F minus.
Mixed with other things, perfectly fine.
Yucky.
I like you, relish.
Yuck, yuck,
Keep
yuck.
your chin up.
Throw it in with some mayo and ketchup, and now you got McDonald's Big Mac sauce. All right, let's go.
PU.
Last one, hot sauce. Whatever your poison happens to be.
Am I like
Hot sauce.
chorizo or not
My
chorizo?
bad.
What's that one called?
Cholula.
Cholula. Yeah, that's a solid B.
Yeah, A or B.
We got too many A's and B's.
I know.
We do. It's a
Sounds
popular
like-
category.
Yeah.
Sounds like mustard needs to make its way downstairs.
To hell.
To hell.
Okay, what we're left with is barbecue is an A+, hot sauce, ranch, and salsa are an A, ketchup and mustard are a B, mayo and Miracle Whip are a C, sriracha and relish are a D.
I can
Boy,
live with that.
sriracha and D kind of hurts though. Well, I guess I would take regular hot sauce over sriracha. I think most of the time,
Yeah. What's a little weighted there, right? Because like 3 against 1.
just like a nice Frank's Red Hot dab on something.
My favorite thing about Andrew in these games is that it's like he's Cory Booker in the Senate.
Well, like he
You gotta
doesn't
take it
want to
seriously.
compromise
Parsing
with
the
anyone.
language.
Like he'll just be like, no, send it to hell. And it's like, well, I mean, the game is to kind of like land on a agreed upon category.
That's my opinion. You
Send
guys,
it
you
to
guys
hell.
can.
He just
That's
went dude
my
on us.
opinion.
That's
should
just like my opinion.
yeah,
man.
my opinion needs to be weighed against everybody else's. But my opinion is that it should be in hell.
So you're setting the outer parameters.
Yes.
Giving up your wife for money. Mustard's in hell. Any other hot takes you got today?
Relish got to be right down there with it. And tartar sauce sounds kind of gross.
It's not.
Tartar sauce is a creamy, tangy condiment with a mayonnaise base, often seasoned with chopped pickles or relish, lemon juice, capers, and herbs like dill and parsley.
Herbs.
Herbs.
It's just you're just putting pickles and then you're putting the pickle herb in it.
Oh, that's right. You don't like pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that.
Sure don't. No, thank you.
I don't either. How weird am I? I don't like pickles and I don't like mayonnaise, but mix them together and throw a little lemon juice in there. I'm in.
It's just because you're like a fish nut.
Yeah, that's true.
Never heard someone called that name.
You're a fish nut.
He's a fish nut.
What about cocktail sauce?
Oh, that's
Speaking
good
of
too.
the fish.
Ooh, that's pretty
good too.
What's
that
that
can
made
also
of?
go in any meat.
And cannot stand horseradish, but love
yeah,
cocktail sauce.
horseradish,
Ketchup.
Horseradish by itself.
I used to work at a horseradish farm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard this about you
It's
before.
like a beet kind of thing or like a leek or something. What is a horseradish?
It looks like a really big leek, kind
Okay.
of. Sort of like a big giant turnip kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yeah, that was Willarette, my very first farm job. And I was out there with the Brokaw boys, Eric and Brian.
Tom.
And we were hacking down gigantic weeds with machetes. And it was one of those summer mornings where it was cloudy, but about 95 degrees by 9 in the morning. And it just sucked. And all of our friends were going to my girlfriend's in-ground pool. And so we're like, we should just quit. Yeah, that's what we should do. We should just walk off the thing. Okay. And George Willarette, the boss, was about 50 yards away on a tractor. And so I led the way. And I just go walking off with my machete and turn around. And the Brokaw boys are just back there hacking on down weeds.
You're on your own.
And then when my dad found out, he made me go back and apologize and get my job back. And the guy gave me my job back and immediately fired me.
You're hired and fired.
Mm-hmm.
They gave you machetes?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
How old were you guys?
14, 15.
Oh, well, all right, it's a little better.
Now, these are work machetes. These are not fun
These are
machetes.
not to play with.
We expect you
I
boys
mean, you
to
can
be
still
responsible
aim
with these
right
machetes.
towards your leg.
It's just another 70s thing. You could totally chop a toe off. Just like, whoops.
It was also Willarette's when they gave a kid who had never chewed tobacco an entire thing of Copenhagen.
Nice.
And it took him about 15 minutes to just puke his guts out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Did you do that?
No.
Yeah, do you guys know anyone whose parents like made them smoke a whole pack or something when they
No.
got caught? But you've heard of this before.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a big thing in college, especially. I would say 80% of my teammates were either chewing tobacco or dipping.
Yeah.
Ugh. The smell's awful. I don't want to put anything that looks like that in my mouth.
Wow, there's a statement.
It's like, poop.
No, we got it. Thank you for the clarification, though.
No, you don't understand.
No, you don't get
what
it.
it looks like.
I did have a buddy, a fellow catcher who was a freshman with me. He didn't understand it, and he gave in to the pressure when they were giving him crap about it. So he did it. He put a little dip in, and he didn't. He just swallowed the juices.
Oh.
And they're like, Albert, what are you doing, dude? We haven't seen you spit it out. He's like, you're supposed to spit it out. He spent the next 3 or 4 hours throwing up.
Oh, yeah.
Dummy.
So the Zyn, is that like a dip? I don't know anything about it.
No, I think a Zyn is like a little
Powdered
pouch.
nicotine.
Yeah, it's a little pouch, and you put it in like your sort of like you do with the dip, but I don't think it produces any like tobacco juice. I think it just kind of dissolves the nicotine, and you get it that way.
Well, I know that they used to make, I don't know if they still do, but they made the dip in packets too. You could just get a packet so it would be less messy.
Yeah, as I don't know what harm the Zyn does. I know it's habit forming because it's literally nicotine. So
Rachel's right. We should try it.
No, we should.
We should all get some.
Yeah, what if we all did dip? Let's do that tomorrow.
Nope.
I'm not here tomorrow.
Nope.
Just us all with tobacco in our mouths
all
during
show
the
like
show.
this.
I look like I have a golf ball in my cheek. Remember when all the ball players looked like that?
Experience the magic of the Fabulous Foxes 2025-2026 Broadway season, which includes the return of St. Louis favorite, The Phantom of the Opera, and the spellbinding spectacular Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And right now, KMOX has your chance to win a pair of season tickets for the 2025-2026 season. Prize package includes a pair of tickets for all 8 shows in the subscription package. Register now online at KMOX.com/contests for your chance to win.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com. Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me, 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger, inviting you to a weekend you won't forget, the 37th annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout. Our shootout is the largest unsanctioned boat race in the country. It's free to attend, packed with family fun, and it's all happening right here in Missouri. Join me and thousands of visitors from across the country for a weekend of racing and Missouri hospitality at its finest. I'll see you at the lake.
Sponsored by the Lieutenant Governor of Missouri.
Welcome back, 148 DGS. So, Kev, hope your family from Michigan's not listening. Your topic How do you guys handle it when you're spending time with your family and there's quiet times and you're watching crap you have no interest in? Do you bail? Do you hang there? Do you suck it up? Like, wow, what could that possibly be about?
The perpetrators in that example are actually my parents.
Okay.
Because they will sit there and watch the Game Show Network and game show reruns from 30 years ago.
Dude.
And just over and over, and there are a million shows. They're literally they have everything. They have Netflix, they got HBO Max, they got all of those things. And we sit there and we're watching like old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I'm giving them hard time for it. Like, is there nothing else that we can agree on? And no, apparently not.
It happens when you get old. My mom watched almost wall-to-wall Game Show Network, and then when she fell and she had some sort of dementia. And we put Game Show Network up in her room when she finally got settled at Bethesda. And she was like, is this a network with all game shows? I'm like, yeah. She's like, rock on. Like, she discovered it for the first time all over again.
But they also watch other things. Like, they watch Yellowstone and they watch, various the HBO series, things like that. But what's the protocol? Like, so this is the example. Like, this is not family that lives half an hour away and you see them all the time. This is like, okay, we see them a few times a year. And when you're there, you're like, well, I don't want to just go bury myself in the basement because you're watching boring crap. So the solution I found is you just sit there on your phone the whole time.
Yeah. I spend a lot of time on my phone at my mom's.
You just sit there on the couch. You're like, nobody's talking. Everybody's watching something stupid. And you're like, well, I'm going to be on Twitter. I'm going to be on Twitter because you can't put on TikTok because then the noise messes everything up. You just got to hear that.
Yeah, when I would go visit my mom every Sunday, I would bring Whoppers and things like that, and then I would be on my phone, and like every 10 minutes, she'd just drop a bomb, some hot take where you're like, whoa, hey, haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah. It's just such an interesting thing, like that dynamic of and then it could be other people there too, and then everybody's got to agree on what we're going to put on, and it's like, oh, for God's sake.
But if Phoebe were to spend a whole evening with me, watching what I watch,
same thing.
She'd be
100%.
like another Ancient Aliens.
My kid would be the same thing with us.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. I think it's a universal thing. And thank God we have our phones.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have our phones, I'd be sitting there just
days.
I'd be like, all right, I gotta go do something. I gotta leave.
What did you do before phones? Because I'm assuming you've
probably
always
just
been like
sat
this.
there and sucked it up.
No, I mean you personally.
I probably just sat there and dealt with it. Although I'll be honest, because that would have been when I was younger. When I was younger, I would have just been less cognizant of, I should spend time because we don't see each other all the time. And I'd have been like, I gotta go. I'm gonna go to the movies.
I'm gonna hit baseballs inside.
I'm gonna go do something. There's a TV. There's a TV downstairs. I'll be down there watching Sparks.
What do you guys think of the UK lowering the voting age to 16?
Don't like it.
Yeah, they're doing this as what did they say it was, like as an attempt to expand democracy?
Yeah,
or something?
have more input, more voters.
I don't like it. I think you do a lot of development of your political opinions in late high school and college and early life.
So you don't think they're quite baked?
I don't think they're quite baked by the time you hit 16. Even as kids get more worldly, mine certainly wasn't. Even as kids get more worldly, due to the internet or whatever, I just think your brain is still building itself. Your personality is still developing. You're going to be you're going to be a very different person when you're 22 or 30.
But isn't that
versus
okay
16.
also? And I mean, I get it. I don't disagree with you, but the reasoning could be applied to 21-year-olds as well.
And to 40-year-olds.
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to say, is that if anything, we should be raising the voting age, not lowering it.
50?
Not 50, but, 21 or 22 instead of 18, I think I would be fine with. I think you change so quickly when you're 16.
I'm with Wheeler.
You're so easily influenced.
I think whatever the age is where you have to sign up for the selective service should be the age
should be
when
everything.
You can do anything you want.
Yes, if you can serve in the military, you can have a beer and you can vote.
Yeah.
Like, to me, finding a consistent age for all of those things would be the ideal. Because, again, if you can bear that responsibility, if you can be tried as an adult, if you can go to war, why can't you vote and have a beer?
What's the age for selective service?
18.
Okay.
And I think It's hard, though, because I think you could make a really good reasoned argument that the modern 16-year-old is much more worldly than a 25-year-old was 30 years ago.
Could be.
Like, they understand things, exposed to things, see things, and understand policy more than I did when I was 25. When I was 25, I couldn't have cared less about any of that stuff. It didn't matter to me. I didn't look at it at all.
They're also introducing automatic voter registration in
That's
the UK.
great.
Yeah, I don't know why we can't do that here.
That's very good, yeah.
I still think we should be
because
making...
we're all into voter suppression.
Yeah.
Both,
Well,
but I mean, it's both sides.
no, it's not one or the other.
Yeah,
It's the money, really.
No
Let's be honest.
one really wants the other side to vote.
Let's be honest. It's money. It's the financial interests that don't want 100% participation. Because if you get that, you're getting too wide array of opinions. And what's the best thing for people that have power? It's controlling the number of sources of power, because then you can influence the two. It's why we only have two parties. How can a country as big as this have two parties?
It's kind of crazy.
Where England's got 6 or 8, and Israel's this tiny little country, and they have like 6 parties. How do we have 2? That doesn't make any sense. How does 2 parties sum up 330 million people?
It does not.
Well, it doesn't, but it shows you that the power of money, because money will only support the 2, because you can give to 2 and you can donate to 2 and you can kind of influence 2. It's going to be really hard to do that with 6.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
James talks about his experience with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
My wife and I had been talking for several years about getting our kitchen and bathroom remodeled. We'd had some bids actually been made. The thing that always put us off was that they were talking about 2 or 3 months to get all this work done. We heard about 3-Day Bath and Kitchen. We thought that we'd give it a try. They spent 3 days on one of our items and 4 days on another, and the cost was about the same thing as all of the people gave us 3-month estimates for. They went out of their way to make sure that we were satisfied with everything when the job was finished. There's simply no question about the idea that they want satisfied customers and they want people who are pleased with their work.
It's about time.
3 days or less
at 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling a bit uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest, We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Chris Ranji for Siteman Cancer Center, and you have to know that you are somebody's favorite person, and your health matters not just to you, but it matters to people who care about you. Getting screened early for any cancer, whether it's colon or breast cancer, prostate cancer, or lung cancer, it is important to do that. Siteman has set up a website called GetScreenedNow.com. And when you go to it, it's going to help you find a location nearer you. If you live a little farther out from St. Louis and don't want to make the trip into the city, you can get screened closer to home. GetScreenedNow.com, because for me, I'm over 45. It's time for that colonoscopy. Third leading cause of cancer-related deaths in both men and women. And GetScreenedNow.com will help you find a location that is good for you. Doing it early, really, really important. GetScreenedNow.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it is a cloudy sky. Right now, 86 degrees downtown at the Arch. Former St. Louis Congressman Bill Clay passed away this morning at the age of 94.
Longtime family friend and St. Louis attorney Daryl Piggy says William Clay Sr. passed away at his home in Silver Spring, Maryland. Before serving as the chief of staff for his son Lacey Clay, Piggy worked for Clay Sr.'s campaign when he ran for mayor of St. Louis in the late 1970s.
He stood for principles, and the principles were stronger than anything, and, that's what he taught us, that you got to stand behind what you believe in.
Clay was married to his wife, Carol Ann, for 71 years before she passed away earlier this year in March. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
KMOX political analyst Michael Kelly says William Clay Sr. was a legend of St. Louis politics.
Congressman Clay had risen to the top of many committees and had become one of the more powerful folks in Washington, D.C., yet he never forgot his St. Louis roots. He led the political efforts to really integrate St. Louis Democratic politics, and as a result, created a political family and machine that lasted for quite some time.
The St. Louis City Board of Police Commissioners met for the first time this morning.
The meeting established how the board will operate moving forward and re-upped a contract for body-worn cameras. Mayor Kara Spencer also voiced her preference the police department remain under local control. Asked if she and the city plan to file a lawsuit to turn words of opposition into action, Mayor Spencer said the door is always open.
Right now, what the intention here is to be part of the process, and to continue to see how this evolves.
But I asked Spencer how long the door would remain open. She said she has no deadline to file a lawsuit against this board. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
CBS News special report. The White House is explaining why President Trump's legs have been swollen recently.
Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says it's a condition where damaged leg veins fail to keep blood flowing properly.
Importantly, there was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease.
Leavitt also explained recent close-up photos showing bruising on Trump's hand. She says it was minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and his use of aspirin as part of his standard cardiovascular prevention program. Leavitt says the president remains in excellent health.
No discomfort from the president at all, and you probably all see that on a day-to-day basis. He's working around the clock.
CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
From the KMOX Business Desk, is it a victory for Coca-Cola connoisseurs?
For soda drinkers, there's nothing quite like the clean, sweet taste of a bottle of Mexican Coke. In a Truth Social post, President Trump, an avid Coke fan, says the company's agreed to ditch high-fructose corn syrup in favor of real cane sugar in soda made here in the States. Coke switched its formula for the U.S. in the 1980s because it was cheaper. Coca-Cola hasn't confirmed the change, but the corn refining industry is already warning of job losses. Excessive high-fructose corn syrup intake has been linked to increased risk of type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel's up 296 points. We've got some debris on 70 going west at Branch. That's got the right 2 lanes closed.
A weak cool front dropping our way, and it will be the focus for scattered thunderstorms as we go through our Thursday afternoon. Lots of humidity. Temperatures bouncing all over the place, depending if you get under a storm or not. Main features will be heavy downpours of rain and lightning. Scattered thunderstorms continue into the evening. I think it will actually run well into the night. 72 for the low. Friday, that front just barely gets through for a one-day visit. Partly sunny skies. It's cooler. Still, though, a couple of thunderstorms around. 85 on Friday. Saturday, it starts to make a comeback. Saturday will bring partly sunny skies. Spot storms 91. Sunday, partly sunny spot storms 94. And it's all about summer all of next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck, your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate today. Now offering 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com. We've got clouds. It's 86 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
David.
I thought this was a pretty good walk-up song for attorney Brad Young.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Brad and I are going to go hang out next time Metallica's in town.
Brad, you a metal guy?
Oh, hey, that's a banger right there. Love it.
So, attorney Brad Young joins us as he does every Thursday. Going to talk over some cases. Brad, first thing I want you to do, though, is put on your political hat.
Okay.
I'm going to put on my a-hole hat, and we're going to talk.
Also known as a Cubs hat.
We're getting the president has been diagnosed with some sort of chronic venous insufficiency, and they're saying that it's very common in 70-plus-year-old people. It's when blood can pool in the legs, and he's in no discomfort. It seems to me that I know the Trump playbook pretty well. And this announcement, and he's going to change Coke to real cane sugar, are his, hey, look at this, a shiny thing to get us to stop talking about Epstein. What do you think?
Oh, there's no question about it. In fact, I suspect that the press secretary was actually excited to talk about swollen ankles because that helps change the narrative. Because right now, the narrative in D.C. is MAGA is in a revolt or have a civil war, and it's all over the Epstein stuff, and anything that they can talk about other than Epstein is a win.
So I know that calling things a hoax has been very successful for the president. Again, his playbook to me is not just old, but it's just tattered, and it just doesn't work anymore. But here's what I don't understand. Maybe we can all reason this out together. I don't understand what the hoax is in the Epstein case. Like, okay, I understand all those words, but where's the hoax? Was he not a real person? Did he not abuse children? Did he not take people to his island? Did he not commit suicide? Were you not involved? Like, what is the hoax part of it? I can't even get to whether there is one until I understand what he's even talking about. Do you understand it?
I do. I think the hoax is really focused on two things and two things alone. And that is, number one, that he was murdered while he was in prison. I think that's what's being labeled a hoax. I still think it's a legitimate question. It was a legitimate question when Trump was running for office, and I think it's still a legitimate question. That hasn't changed. And number two is there a list? Because, again, before there was a question about a list, we were told by AG Bondi that there was a list and it was sitting on her desk, and then all of a sudden now it's not. So I think the hoax part of the trying to change the narrative involves was he murdered or was it a suicide? Number one. And number two, is there really a client list?
And the thing about it is, if you just go one more level into thinking, you're making the Democrats seem like geniuses. Because if the Democrats are smart enough and resourceful enough and powerful enough to create this hoax and then to convince most of your followers and most of the pundits like Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, like that, I want those people running the country if they're that friggin' smart.
Well, the reality is, and we know this historically, the cover-up is almost always worse than the original crime. That was true with Watergate. That was true with Irangate. That was true with the Clintons, and I forgot what gate that was called. And it's true now, and that is that maybe there is nothing here, but when it looks like you're covering something up, then all that happens is that the sharks start smelling blood in the water. And so the more effort they go to say there's nothing to see here, the more it looks like a cover-up, which simply spurs people on. Yeah. If I'm Trump and I'm not in that file, or I'm in the file, but I only took a couple of rides on his plane and blah, 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 I would have released everything on day one. Yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because the longer you dodge, the longer you start drinking Coke and start talking about pure cane sugar, it just smacks of a cover-up. These should be getting all of this data out there and let the chips fall where they may. Unless there's a picture of him in there with a goat, just let it all out.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about some cases. The Supreme Court and the Department of Education. Flush this one out for us.
Well, real briefly, the Supreme Court issued what's called their emergency docket decision this week. And the whole issue is, can Trump do what's called an RIF, a reduction in force, at the Department of Justice? That was the issue. What's interesting is that the circuit court judge put a stay on it and said he can't do it. But reality is, I think Trump can. But just like with so many things, it dances up to the edge. Here's the bottom line, all you need to know. If he wants to eliminate the Department of Justice, I'm certain that requires congressional approval. But if you want to let people off or increase some hiring, that's within the purview of the executive branch. If you look at the dissenters along ideological lines, they all say Trump's trying to get rid of the Department of Education. Certainly he's trying to, but this move was only letting go about 20 to 25% of the workforce. And that in of itself, I don't believe, constitutes getting rid of the entire department, which would require congressional approval.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting, Brad? It takes you back to law school, because then the question would be, is it a constructive shutting down of the Department of Education if he were to get rid of 80, 90% of the people? But 25% is a deep cut. It's certainly a deep cut if you're among those 25%. But I would tend to agree with you. That's more of a reshaping, not a shutting down.
Right. Now, if he lets go of everybody except Earl the janitor, then we're talking about, it's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But 20 to 25%, I don't think that equates to eliminating the Department of Education.
And the NFL defending itself against charges of monopoly?
Well, this is really interesting, and I'll make it short, but it's very interesting because they were getting sued alleging antitrust violations because of their control of the distribution of licensed merchandise. And so to me, that's always interesting because we all know the NFL is a monopoly. We all know it. They don't have any sort of protection from monopoly status like the Major League Baseball does. We all know they're a monopoly, and they keep getting sued for this. But the bottom line is this has already been decided before. The court had, I think it was back in 2010, that the Supreme Court ruled that the NFL does not have to deal with antitrust issues when it comes to merchandising. So this isn't necessarily a big deal, but it just brings home this idea that this smoke-filled room of a bunch of billionaire men, we know they collude on everything, but they've got good lawyers.
Gotcha. And Tesla defending a case where someone was killed by their autopilot function.
Well, to me, this is the most interesting to banter about because they're being sued. A person was killed. The so-called driver of the Tesla dropped his cell phone. He reached down to get the cell phone. The car zoomed and killed somebody. And so the issue is who's liable? And think about this issue. This is why AI just doesn't fit into our legal system. I mean, how do you identify negligence? Can a computer commit negligence? Do you sue the owner of the car, the manufacturer of the car, the sensor, whoever did the sensors, or the software developer? And how do you apply what's called the reasonable person standard, which we all learned in law school, when the reasonable person is a computer driving a car?
Yeah.
I mean, these are just whole issues that our legal system hasn't grappled with yet.
What's your gut?
My gut is that they probably will find Tesla not liable. And of course, they'll probably award him $10 million, and then I look like a schmuck. But in this instance, the fact that the driver dropped his phone, stuck his head down in the floorboard looking for his phone at the time of the accident, I think that will overshadow any possible liability that Tesla may have.
Gotcha. All right, that's attorney Brad Young. Brad, you're the best. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Wheels, you were making a face.
On what?
I don't know.
I made a few faces.
Okay.
I think I was just shaking my head at the idea of being the quote driver of a car, and you drop something and you're just going to be down on the floorboard looking for it. Like, maybe we should just not do that.
Could be the future, though.
Nah, I don't
like
that.
let's say, for example, that they say it's not the driver. If you're in a car that is autopilot, you have a reasonable expectation that it's going to do the driving and you don't have to pay attention. Let's say that that's either this decision or one in a few years. Then you really could just be, no, you're just a passenger. But I agree with you. I think you've said this before. It has to be one or the other.
It's got to be all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's got to be everybody or nobody.
And having it be all seems like a really long way away.
Because I don't see how an automated car can account for all the variables that come with human beings driving around it, because we do dumb things unexpectedly.
Andrew, did you take a Waymo, or you just saw them?
Oh, I took one.
Spooky.
And it was spooky, and I hated it. And it was super, super... Sorry, I thought you said, did you take away Mo? I was like, no, Mo's still here.
He's still running the cards.
No, I really did not care for it. You get in, and it very clearly, it tells you, like, don't touch anything, and you can't affect anything, and you're going where you're going, so get used to it. And it's like, honestly, it's very inefficient, because it's not driven by a person, it has to be kind of always going in like a predetermined circle, essentially. So anytime you order one, when you order an Uber and it's like, all right, it's 4 minutes away.
Yeah.
Waymos always seem to be like 20 minutes from wherever you are. And due to the nature of it also being driverless, you can't be like, okay, like when I used Grubhub earlier today to get our lunch, and I said, oh, I'm just on this blue awning. So if you just pull up to the blue awning, you see me standing right there. You can't do that with Waymo. So it's like you have to, if the pickup spot that it determines is best for it is 2 blocks from you, well, you're still going to have to walk those 2 blocks to get to it.
Yeah.
And same thing with being dropped off. It can't just very easily, like you would with somebody in an Uber, go,
pull over right here.
Yo, right there. See that door right there? Yeah, that's where I'm going in. So just drop me right there. It's not that. It's if it's like, well, the best I can do is 2 blocks away from that door, and you just have to go, okay, sounds good, I guess.
Imagine if one just went crazy. Not even crazy like running people over, just like took you somewhere you're not supposed to go.
Well, I think that's a very, very big concern for a lot of people. Something I saw a lot when I was in Los Angeles, actually, was test cars for it. They look absolutely crazy. It looks like a car in like a big suit of armor with like a guy in it, and there's cameras all over it. And after doing some Googling, I found out that those were test cars for self-driving. So that car, it's terrifying because you're going, you're on the freeway or whatever, and you're going 80, and you look over and you're like, oh, that car's not being driven by a person. There's a person in there, but he's not driving. He's just sitting there in case it were to go crazy.
Gotcha. Tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union. 4.27 reasons to switch a little bit of your money, at least, if not all of it. 4.27% on our checking account, up to $100,000. I would completely get your objections or your concerns or the hurdles that we have to get over to get you to put some money in our institution. If this were 20 years ago and you had to take in a bunch of documents and you had to spend a couple of hours, like who needs that? Just keep your money where it is. I can tell you from personal experience, when I opened my accounts about, 18 months or so ago, I was probably there 15 minutes, And that was including lots of pleasantries because, you're the radio guy. Yes. So how's that? Tell me about it. Had I just been like, look, I'm in a real hurry here, we could have had the whole thing open in 10 minutes or less. It's just that streamlined. So 4.27% on your checking up to $100,000. Better rates when you are borrowing on a signature loan or for a vehicle, new or used. 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry, but you have access to pretty much every credit union within the sound of my voice. So if there's one closer to you, you can do your depositing and things like that there. 314-544-5050, the number 1 STMOCU.org.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. But there are stories you won't hear on the campus tours.
The higher-ups are concerned about one thing, and that is avoiding scandal.
I'm Margot Gray. On the new podcast, Campus Files, we cover everything from rigged admissions to the drama of Greek life and student protests. Listen to and follow Campus Files, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home. 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
News, talk, cards. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX 221. You have a chance right now to get tickets to see Creed at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena in Ridgedale, Missouri on August 2nd, 2025. That's where Phoebe's going to see Hozier here in a few days. It's supposed to be a beautiful facility. It is Creed at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena on August 2nd. Caller number 5 at 314-436-7900 is going to get the tickets. 314-436-7900 to go see Creed. Give Andrew a call now.
Creed's going to call Andrew?
Yes. Staff's on the phone right now.
They're calling in. Here come the calls.
Here they come. Here come the Creed fans.
We got some Creed fans here,
Here comes
folks.
Crocus to kick your ass. You want to do Throwback Thursday?
I'd love to. July 17th, back in the day, 108 years ago in 1917, the British royal family's last name was changed from Saxe-Coburg-Gotha to Windsor.
Didn't know that.
Now we have the Windsors.
Is there anything further? That's interesting.
I did not
Was
look
it just a dumb
any
name?
further into this. Yes, I apologize. I should
What was the first name?
Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. It's a mouthful.
It's a lot harder to say.
dumb.
Sounds foreign, too.
Let's be the Windsors.
Yeah, that sounds
Let's
much
just
simpler.
we're making everything else up. Let's just make this up,
I mean, they made up the whole royalty thing to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
107 years ago in 1918, Tsar Nicholas II and the rest of the Russian royal family were executed by revolutionaries called the Bolsheviks. The Romanovs were the last imperial family of Russia and inspired the movie Anastasia.
Yeah, that is an interesting, terrible story.
70 years ago, 1955, Disneyland opened in Anaheim, California. I guess Disneyland was first and then came Disney World, I would assume.
Yeah, I think that's correct. I don't remember when Disney World opened, but I can tell you that I think I'm trying to. So it was. So it's 1971 when that opened. I was going to say I think we were there when I was a kid, maybe in the first few years that it was open.
I was there in 74.
Yeah, 71's when it opened. I think we were probably there 75 or 76.
And I was at Six Flags the first year, I think, too.
Really? Nice.
But it was all bright and shiny.
I believe that was one of Steve Martin's first jobs, was working at the newly opened Disneyland.
Interesting.
Anaheim.
Disney World's the same age as me.
Yeah. How's that feel? I'm the same age as the Arch.
Oh, that's a cool one.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
58 years ago in 1967, Jimi Hendrix dropped out as the opening act for the Monkees because their fans failed to appreciate his musical genius. I guess they had a problem with Jimi Hendrix.
He got booed.
He did, because it's a little bit wild compared to all that bubble gum.
The Monkees were really humiliated by that.
Well, yeah.
By what?
By watching him get booed.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
I mean, you're already like barely a band. I know that's rude, but you get what I'm saying. And then it's like you get this genius to come open for you, and your dumb fans are like, "This guy sucks."
Were they? This is a serious question. Were they like the first, what we would think of now as kind of like the boy band, like
the first
created,
one I know of.
like created by TV?
Yeah. No, it was to do the television show.
Right.
And they had a casting call. Mickey Dolenz had been a child actor, but didn't play drums. So he had to learn to kind of fake playing drums. The rest of them were legit musicians, but they had like Neil Sedaka and Neil Diamond write all their music for them. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, I really like the Monkees. I'm not trying to be rude when I say they're barely
I like
a
them
band.
too.
I'm trying to be rude.
41 years ago in 1984, Ronald Reagan signed the National Minimum Drinking Age Bill that raised the legal drinking age to 21.
I don't think it matters.
What do you mean?
So nobody follows it.
Yeah, I just don't think it matters.
Nobody follows it at all.
Maybe it's just having a 20-year-old and everyone has a fake ID. And when we were talking earlier about the UK lowering the voting age to 16, and I said I think that the age for everything should be the same age as when you can be drafted to go fight a foreign war. So if it's 18, you should be able to vote at 18. You should be able to drink at 18. You should be able to get married at 18. Like that. Which should be a universal age.
Well, I mean, you're an adult at 18, right? You're legally considered an adult.
You can leave home and move to France, and no one can say jack crap
That's
about
right.
it.
What year was that again, Rach, for 21?
1984.
1984.
27 years ago in 1998, The Mask of Zorro was released, starring Antonio Banderas, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Anthony Hopkins. I remember when Zorro came out, we had like a toy sword with a sheath.
Yeah.
And of course, my brother would play with the sword. I
You'd
got
get
to
the
use
sheath.
the sheath as my sword, but I would do the Z.
Yeah.
Because of Zorro. and
That's so
Zimmerman.
funny you say that. That, like, the crap flows downhill. And when you're the little kid, you get the sheath.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure it was his sword.
Yeah.
He was letting me use the sheath, but it was just like, yeah, I mean.
How often did Big Dave actually hurt you and then just be like, don't tell mom, don't tell dad?
Not often. No, not often.
Yeah.
Was Don't Tell Mom and Dad a big thing for you guys?
Huge.
Growing up, yeah.
Huge.
I was just relaying, I had a memory and I was talking to my brother about it. We went and saw the movie Small Soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
When I was like 8 and he was 13. And he could only go and see the movie if he took me with him, which he did not want to do. And I also couldn't go see a PG-13 movie because I was 8. So he lied to them and told them that it was PG. And my biggest memory of that movie is being in the car with him. And he's like, you don't say a word of this to mom and dad. They do not need to know that this was a PG-13
Oh, yeah.
movie.
I used to. So my brother and sister were 11 and 14 years older than me. So they were out of the house by the time I was like 4. But my nieces were 6 and 8 years younger than me. So I grew up with them like little sisters. and just, oh my God, I would nunchuck the hell out of them and then be like, you can play pitcher tonight when we play baseball. It's like, okay. I was constantly making deals.
Yeah. See, when we were kids, my brother, he's 3 years younger. He was the aggressor. More often than not, he had a real bad temper, so he'd like punch me in the face. And then I'd get in trouble for hitting him back because I'd leave a bruise.
Yikes.
That's not fair.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
This Seidman Cancer Center spotlight how innovative immunotherapy is showing promise against aggressive T-cell cancers. Dr. John DePercio.
Patients have come here from all over the United States and, in fact, all over the world to get evaluated and treated for this treatment. We hope that this can be continued, that we demonstrate in a clinical trial that it's safe and effective, and that ultimately it will be approved by the FDA so it's available to everyone in the world.
For more information, visit Seidman.wustl.edu.
It's time for Dave Murray's weather forecast, brought to you by Financial and Tax Strategies.
A weak cool front dropping our way, and it will be the focus for scattered thunderstorms as we go through our Thursday afternoon. Lots of humidity. Temperatures bouncing all over the place, depending if you get under a storm or not. Main features will be heavy downpours of rain and lightning. Scattered thunderstorms continue into the evening. I think it will actually run well into the night. 72 for the low. Friday, that front just barely gets through for a one-day visit. Partly sunny skies. It's cooler. Still, though, a couple of thunderstorms around. 85 on Friday. Saturday, it starts to make a comeback. Saturday will bring partly sunny skies. Spot storms, 91. Sunday, partly sunny spot storms, 94. And it's all about summer all of next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's never too early to start thinking about your retirement journey, and it's never too late either. You just need to know that the steps may look a little different. Listen to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg, Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
So when you're trying to make a decision about a purchase, a product, or a service, and I don't know about you, but I'm very much like this. I'll go through analysis paralysis, and then there's one thing will be like, okay, that tears it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. If you've been doing that about a bathroom remodel, then maybe this live endorsement can push you the side of actually doing it. Because if you've priced it out, and it's usually somewhere between single thousands and 15,000, something like that, for a really nice bathroom remodel. And that's maybe just a little bit too rich for your blood. Just know that my client, Michael at Michael's Baths, can do it for 30 to 50% less than the big national companies. You're not giving up anything on the products. You're not giving up anything on the labor. In fact, you're getting a local crafts person who's been doing nothing but bathroom remodeling for the past 30 years, who has his finger on the pulse of what's good, what's not, what's cool, what isn't, what's in style, what's forever style. And he can do a bathroom remodel, everything from as simple as replacing a bath or a shower to a complete tear down and remodel. If you're a disabled veteran, you can get that bathroom for no money out of your pocket through a VA benefit. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-355-8282. That's 800-355-8282. Again, that's 800-355-8282.
Baseball's All-Star Week is underway. Cardinals baseball, it returns Friday night when they take on the D-backs.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We should make it a national law that they have to play this song when everyone dies.
When every individual dies, or
Yes.
when everyone dies?
No, when every individual dies. Or when you announce it, like anytime you reference someone's death, you have to play this song.
Make it all feel a lot happier.
Yeah.
It's a happy sounding
You're
song.
like, oh, well, okay. I can live with that. Wheels, why don't you give us a preview? Not just of the D-backs coming up, but of sort of the second half of the season and strength of schedule and all that kind of stuff.
So I saw a strength of schedule ranking. The Cardinals do not have a super difficult schedule the rest of the way. It's not one of the easiest ones, but it's not that far off. I think it's kind of like it's on the easier side for the rest of the way. So Arizona's been one of probably the more disappointing teams in baseball this year. They were supposed to be a contender. A lot of people thought they were the second best team in the West behind the Dodgers, but they're 3 games under 500. They've lost a whole bunch of players to injuries. Like most of their starting rotation is down. Some of their best players in the lineup have missed a bunch of time here and there with injuries. Their all-star Suarez got hit in the hand during the All-Star game.
Yeah, I saw that.
They've had a pretty crappy run in terms of luck. Nobody's announced their full rotation for the weekend coming out. So the Cardinals, we know Palante is going to pitch Friday, but that's all we know for the Cardinals. We don't know about Arizona. But this stretch before the trade deadline, which is July 31st, you've got 4 series. So you've got Arizona, they're 3 games under 500. You've got the Rockies, who are on pace to be the worst team in the history of Major League Baseball. Then you've got the Padres, who are good, but not as good as everybody thought they would be. They're better than the Cardinals. I mean, let's be clear about that, but not by much. I think they're only like a game and a half better than the Cardinals. So that's a really important series, and that's 4 games, but it's here. Mm-hmm. It's at Busch Stadium. And then you play Miami 3 games, and the Marlins, even though they just had a really great run. I mean, they had a run where they won, I think, was it 10 or 11 games in a row? Like, they had their longest winning streak in franchise history. But even after all of that, they're still 7 games under 500.
Yikes.
Like, that's a team that you should be able to beat. So you've got 3 series that you will be expected to win. And then you've got the Padres series, which is a 4-game series, and you probably need to split that. But this is all that exists before the trade deadline. So the trade deadline is the day after the Marlins series ends on an off day. I don't know if they're going to take it all the way down to the wire on that, which direction they're going to go. But these are the series, these are the games that are going to kind of that are going to dictate direction.
So are guys like Mozeliak having discussions now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's not like everyone's waiting till the last few days.
No, what you're waiting for in the last few days is just picking a direction and then deciding whether or not the costs are worth whatever, or the return is worth whatever you have to get.
I guess what I meant is, are they having discussions with each other?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're all, they've all had, I'm sure every team does it. I'm sure if you're in Mo's position, because some teams know exactly what they are, right? Dodgers know their buyers, Rockies know their sellers, that kind of thing. But most of baseball is in the middle, which means they're probably pursuing both tracks.
Yeah.
Well, if we decide to sell, who are the teams that would be interested in those guys? What are they interested in giving up? So you're going to be gauging both things at the same time, which is why you don't typically see a lot of deals between now and the deadline, because there are too many teams that are still kind of sitting on the fence trying to figure out which way they want to go. And if you go on a hot streak and you win, I don't know, what is this? You've got 13 games before that. If you go 10-3, well, that puts you in a position where you're definitely not selling and you're either holding or buying. And even if the Cardinals buy, I think people should set their expectations correctly. Like, even if they're buying, I would imagine it's incremental buying. It's not going to be a blockbuster. It's not going to be, I wouldn't expect it to be anything huge.
Do you foresee a time in the foreseeable future, who knows what the Cardinals will be in 30 or 40 years, but in the foreseeable future where we are competing for the top guys, where we're in the Juan Soto chase, or we're in an Ohtani chase, or maybe even a guy that's $300 million?
For the top end on the salary spectrum, no. I would see them more likely, let's say you develop another Albert Pujols. I think it would be more likely that you would sign that player to a long-term extension in advance of them hitting free agency and paying them top dollar. That's more likely than getting out in the bidding marketplace and outbidding the big boys. Now, this is further out, but this is to answer your question. I think a lot of it depends on what happens in collective bargaining, right? So the CBA's up after next year, and I'm a little worried this time. I'm a little worried that the owners are itching for a fight. I think my operating theory, and this is not based on any conversations with anybody, just observing how owners and how act and how the commissioner of baseball is talking. They seem to be itching for a fight to get a salary cap. And I think my read on it is this is probably a time where the political vibe of the country might give you the sway to do it, to pick the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is, I could see this becoming a labor dispute, and then the president saying, the players, they make a lot of money, they should get back to work or whatever. I can see the pressure working for owners and against players in the environment that we're in right now. I don't think a cap is a good idea, but here's where I'm getting the roundabout way to answering your question. If a system were to come in with a salary cap and a salary floor and more extensive revenue sharing, where the gap between St. Louis and New York is much smaller, then yes, I could see them in those conversations, because then most teams would be in those conversations. And if I'm going to editorialize a little bit on this, the idea that a salary cap solves anything is nonsense. It does nothing unless revenue sharing levels the playing field. And right now it doesn't. Right now they do revenue share, but it doesn't bring the lower end teams anywhere near the top teams. So if you have a cap at $300 million and a floor at $150 million, that still means the top teams are spending twice what the bottom teams would be. So if you look at the capped leagues, NFL, NBA, NHL, the floor is like 80% of the cap, not 50%. And it's because they all have way more extensive revenue sharing. The NFL flat out shares everything, with some minor exceptions, like that you don't have to share signage at your stadium or things like that. But you're sharing TV, you're sharing literally everything else pretty much right down the middle. So most teams have about the same amount of money to spend. Unless you're doing that, salary caps don't work. They don't matter. They don't do anything. They don't enhance competitive balance. And even in those leagues, it doesn't make it any more competitive. Major League Baseball has more different champions and more different playoff teams than any of those sports. So the only benefit to a salary cap system is that owners control costs. That's it. That's the only benefit. That doesn't benefit me as a baseball fan, which is why I don't care about it. I don't think it makes any sense. But if you're going to do the flat out, we're going to share revenue equally with everybody, well then sure, let's go ahead. We can do a cap and a floor if we're going to do that.
What if I told you with the Cardinals that next year we're going to have J.J. Weatherholt, Liam Doyle, and McGreevy with the big club, that we're going to trade Helsley and Newt, and we're going to get a number 2?
I can see any of those things but getting the number 2.
You don't think that we have the juice to do that?
I'm not sure that player exists in free agency.
Okay.
And if he does, he's going to be more expensive than you want him to be.
Okay.
You could maybe trade for that guy. And I don't think that trading first of all, if you're trading Helsley, you got to do it in the next 2 weeks.
Right.
If you
To be
don't,
of any help.
he's a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a chance that they'll trade someone like Lars Nootbaar. But they have to move some of those guys.
And I would hate to see Lars leave because I like him and I like Yellen Newt. But, you know.
I mean, you don't. But you have a limited number of guys you can move.
We have a glut.
Right? I mean, you're not moving Mason Wynn unless some kind of Godfather deal comes through that you don't expect, right? Because there are trades where you just can't turn them down. But nobody's really going to do that. You're not moving him. You're not going to be moving Contreras because you need him. You're not moving Herrera. You know, like if you look around the lineup, it's going to come from that second base, third base, left field mix. So for those positions, because if Herrera's the DH, those positions, you have to get Alec Burleson, you got to get Lars Nootbaar, you got to get Brendan Donovan, you got to get Nolan Gorman, you got to get Nolan Arenado. So you got 5 guys for 3 positions. That's the group that you have to move out. And you're not going to get to move Arenado unless you're eating almost all of the money because he's getting worse. His offense is getting worse. His defense is still great, but it's not what it used to be. And it's just age. That's all it is. It's not like he tries as hard as anybody. He works his butt off. It's not about anything other than you're just getting older and everybody's aging curve is different. But it's now a 3rd straight year of offensive decline, and nobody's going to say, oh, sure, we'll pay him half of that salary. They won't want that. You're going to have to pay more of that. So he is a guy that you think you have to expect to be here next year. And if that's the case, then it means you got to move a couple of those other guys.
Yeah.
And do you want to move Donovan? I mean, you'd get a great trade for him. You'd get a lot for him. And this is what we talked a little bit about yesterday. Nate and I talked about this, and then Paulie and I have talked about it in the past. Do you make the trades just to move the players you'd prefer to clear out of the way? Or do you make the trade on what gets you the most in return?
See, I don't think we can get back much better than Brendan Donovan.
No, he's probably your most valuable trade asset right now. I think Gorman has a lot of value because he's young, he's cost-controlled, and he's got power. But can you afford to give it up? Can you afford to give up possible 30-home run power? Where else do you have it? Contreras doesn't hit 30 homers a year. Herrera's never done it, and maybe he will, but I don't know that he's a 30-homer guy. Arenado's not that guy anymore. Wynn's not that guy. Scott's not that guy. Jordan Walker hasn't figured out how to hit in the major leagues. Lars Nootbaar's not a 30-homer guy. Pedro Paz. So if you trade the one guy on the roster that has shown he can hit 30 home runs in the big leagues, where's your power? Unless Walker figures it out, but he hasn't, and he's not figuring it out at AA right now. He stinks at AA.
Do you see Weatherholt as that?
He's not a 30-homer guy, I don't think. I mean, could I picture him that 5 years from now? Maybe. That's not really his game. His game is more Donovan with more power than Donovan, right? So maybe he's more like the power of and I mean just like home run numbers, not exit velos or whatever, but like the home run numbers you will see from like Wilson Contreras, 20 to 25. I think that's what he's going to probably be. He's a great hitter. Like a great hitter, but he's not a pure home run hitter, and he's not a really big guy.
Yeah.
So he doesn't answer that part of the equation. So if you want home run power, you got to find a spot for Gorman. And if you have a spot for him, that means Burleson has some power, but again, Burleson's not a 30-homer guy either. He never was in the minors, and he's more of a 20 to 25, which again is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, if you're trading Gorman, you're taking away one of the few guys on the major league team that can actually hit the ball over the fence with some regularity, and that matters in 2025. And then I asked the question about this. Here's what we don't know. Are they going to remain as attached to defense under Chaim Bloom as they are under John Mozeliak? Because right now you have a center fielder that can't hit. You have a shortstop that's not hitting at all. You've got a third baseman that doesn't hit, and you've got a catcher that doesn't hit. So you got 4 spots in your lineup right now that do not hit above average. They're below average offensive producers. Is that sustainable?
Going to be fun. Let me tell you guys about a new client of mine called the Nitrous Effect. They are a business for businesses. When I was at Foxpaw, my phone fixing company, I was the chief creative officer, and I'm fairly creative, but I don't know a great deal about business. So I'm sure a lot of my ideas were kind of half-baked. So I'm sure whatever business you have, you're creative. You have people who work with you who are creative, but it's different than being a creative. Found Founded by local entrepreneur and creative visionary Keith Alper, Nitrous Effect includes some names that you know, like CPG, Upbrand, Inventive. We have clients that you know, like Lion's Choice, the St. Louis Zoo, BJC Healthcare, WashU, Southwest Airlines, Ulta Beauty. Naming those big boys makes you maybe think, well, we're not in that sort of stratified air. Doesn't matter how big or small you are, what kind of business you are in. We would love to have a conversation with you and see if we can help you with events and planning and marketing and branding and just overall, how do you sell more widgets? How do you get more eyeballs? How do you get more ears? That's what we do. You can call direct at 314-615-6583 or go to nitrouseffect.com.
It doesn't take a lot to make a big difference.
That's why we've teamed up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to bring you 100 acts of kindness.
For the next 6 months, the Chris and Amy Show is challenging you to spread kindness in simple, meaningful ways. No big budget needed.
Write a thank you note, help a neighbor, surprise someone with a smile. It all counts.
Let's prove that kindness is contagious. Share your acts with us by using hashtag 100KindActs.
Because a little kindness goes a long way.
If you're trying to sell your home, there's only one group of agents in town I trust. Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system, options, and strategies to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. Check out thegelmanteam.com.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Do you know that by donating your gently used items to Goodwill, you're not only giving those items a new life, but you're helping people right here in your community enrich their lives with meaningful work? Your donations support Goodwill's mission of helping people with barriers to employment to be able to get rewarding jobs which provide not only a paycheck, but a very important sense of purpose. Your donations really do change lives. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Cardinals fans, join the conversation at Busch Stadium with some of your favorite former Cardinals. With the Cardinals Conversations presented by Edward Jones, you'll hear from former Cardinals such as Ozzie Smith, Ted Simmons, Ray Langford, David Eckstein, or David Freese. Each conversation hosted by Cardinals announcers Chip Carey or Brad Thompson. Your experience also will include a ticket to the game, a pre-signed photo, and the opportunity to take your photo with the featured player. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/conversations.
Welcome back, DGS 251. Happy Thursday. I am taking the day off tomorrow. Have something I need to do. I'll be back on Monday, though. Everyone's going to take good care of you. You guys see that Eddie Bauer is changing their logo and why?
No.
What's going on?
Because it is written in cursive and the kids can't read it. So they've made it big, blocky print letters.
Oh. You know, Eddie Bauer's all about the kids.
Yeah.
All I hear is
those kids love that Eddie
Gen
Bauer.
Z is going, man, I want some of that, but I can't pronounce it.
Only Tama Bahama is more popular with the little kids.
All the Gen Zs are like, I love your vest. Where'd you get it? And then I have no idea.
That's the first time anyone called me old was about 10 years ago. We were in Florida, and we loved to go in Naples, and we'd love to go eat at the Tommy Bahama restaurant. And I would always go look around at clothes, and Phoebe's like, "You're old." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You love everything at Tommy Bahama." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I do. Like, if I lived down there, I'd wear nothing but that stupid, embarrassing crap."
Why is it embarrassing?
I don't know. Just 'cause it's very, like, Hawaiian shirty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird if you're not living in a tropical environment. Yeah.
The oldest human footprints ever found have been found in Saudi Arabia, where they did not expect them, and they're 115,000 years old. And it's proof positive, not just carbon-14 dating, but the sediment that they're in is a watering hole, and it's surrounded by animals from that era.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool? 115,000 years ago, modern humans just like us. And isn't it amazing that in just the past 2,000 years what we've done, and in the past 200 years what we've done? I mean, Thomas Jefferson had no idea that dinosaurs existed. And here we are on Mars. It's nuts, right?
Pretty cool.
Pretty crazy. Bet we can't read cursive.
You got to wonder what we don't know about, you know?
Absolutely. Do you guys hear the Scotty Scheffler stuff?
I did.
No.
I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it, but I did.
He's an interesting guy. So he's the #1 golfer now, and he was doing a press conference, and he's like, "Look, it's not that I don't care if I win the British Open, but it doesn't fulfill me. And to become the #1 golfer in the world didn't fulfill me. And winning championships, why do I want another championship? I don't know. Does it fulfill me on the deepest levels? No, it doesn't." It was quite an interesting interview.
I'm glad that he's able to have that kind of self-reflection, you know, because you wonder when someone becomes like that elite of an athlete. I hate to compare it to the billionaire thing because they're very different, but like at what point do you become just happy with your accomplishments and stop? I think it's admirable that he kind of seems to be leaning that direction as far as like, you know, just prioritizing different things other than just his sport. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think to me, it's an interesting question, and there's nothing wrong with being that way, but I know a lot of older school people hated it because if your drive is, so basically what a lot of people would argue, I'm torn. I don't have a real good take because I'm torn on it. I do think you have to have balance, but if you're not driven to be successful, then are you just doing it because you're getting paid a lot of money? And by the way, not an invalid reason to do something.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
An important message from SNL Coins. SNL Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to SNL at 544-3600. SNL Coins, 544-3600. Or visit SNL Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call SNL, 544-3600.
Let me tell you guys about Dr. Corey Solman, my orthopedic surgeon. He is a super nice guy, and that matters because when you are discussing something like getting a knee replacement or a hip replacement for you or your elderly loved one who may be really afraid of going under general anesthetic, or maybe it's for a young person who's like a little 12-year-old soccer player and tore an ACL or an MCL, and you want someone who can connect with them, not a cold fish, not a God complex surgeon, not someone who's just very cold and austere. That's Corey. He's very cool. He's very nice. He's very funny. He also happens to be one of the very best surgeons in the Midwest. I know so many doctors. As you know, I do lives for many, many doctors. They all kind of know each other, and they send patients back and forth. And all the doctors I know, when someone comes in or they say, hey, by the way, my mom, I think she needs a knee replacement, who would you send me to? They always send him to Dr. Corey Solman. He's out in Chesterfield. When you call, make sure you let him know that you're from the show because he and I are good buddies. 636-231-5881 or Solman, SOLMAN, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-536-9607. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-536-9607 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-536-9607 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-536-9607.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling a bit uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got a cloudy sky standing at 86 degrees downtown at the Arch. The St. Louis City Board of Police Commissioners held its first meeting today.
Much of the meeting was spent acknowledging resolutions and appointing leadership. However, during the meeting, Mayor Kara Spencer reiterated her preference for local control over the police departments. Still, the city has yet to file any lawsuit opposing the takeover, and Spencer voted in favor of all motions. I asked her if she has a timeline for when she would like to file litigation by.
Do you have a deadline of when?
No, I don't think there's a deadline. Look, so much of this
you might file one a year from now?
Well, look, we are seeing how this unrolls, and those are important components here.
The board also re-upped a body camera contract with current provider Utility after questions surrounded the procurement process for a different company to replace them. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
William Lacey Clay Sr. passed away this morning. He was 94. For 32 years, he represented the St. Louis region of the U.S. House of Representatives. Family friend and St. Louis attorney Darrell Piggy confirmed the news to KMOX. Piggy was the chief of staff for his son, Lacey Clay, but before that, he worked in Clay Sr.'s campaign for mayor of the city of St. Louis in the late 70s.
He showed us how to participate in politics and showed the strength that you need to show to try to be successful, to try to accomplish things for the people that you care about.
KMOX political analyst Michael Kelly says a younger version of himself got to see Bill Clay in action during his 32 years in Congress. He recalls a heated argument.
I went to Washington, D.C. with him, or to meet him with my father, who was the president of the AFL-CIO at the time, and they were in a heated political argument. And when they were finished, as a young man, I was a bit scared because they were red-faced and yelling at each other. And when it ended, Congressman Clay got up and said, "Bob, you're my friend. We disagree on this one." And then he proceeded to hand me a book called Only Permanent Interests. And it's something that I still give to people today.
Pine Lawn is the latest local community to fall under the state auditor's eye. Scott Fitzpatrick announces he'll look into the North County town after the Board of Aldermen requested it. Fitzpatrick says, quote, "We plan to give them a better understanding of how and why their municipality seems to struggle with fundamental concepts such as transparency and accountability." From the KMOX Business Desk, some good news for home buyers. Prices are cooling off across much of the U.S. Details from Jason Brooks.
The National Association of Home Builders reports that 38% of builders slashed prices in July.
the highest percentage in the 3 years it's been tracking that metric, with the average price cut remaining at 5% for the 9th consecutive month. Buyer traffic weakened in the association's July Homebuilder Sentiment Index, prompting more builders to lower prices in a growing buyer's market.
Home sales have been under pressure from high prices and elevated mortgage rates. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's hinted the TSA may end its liquid restrictions on planes.
It likely would look at similar to what's starting to happen in the UK, where they have deployed CT scanners. We have those at many airports, but they're not at every airport and they're not at every checkpoint. But those CT scanners should be able to detect an explosive hidden in a liquid or one tucked in your computer.
Correspondent Chris Van Cleve. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now with Stifel's Kevin Monton.
Thanks, Michael. The market notched fresh all-time highs today with the Dow up 230 at 44,484. S&P was positive 33 at 6297. NASDAQ was up 174 at 20,905, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was up 21 at 1626. Winners to the upside, Energize gained 6.2% at 2319, and Emerson was positive 2.9% at 144.39. To the downside, Cigna was off 2.4% at 298.28, and Centene lost 4.1% at 29.14. Finally, Stifel up 1.9% at 109.61. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got a crash on 170 going south at Forest Park Parkway. 170 south, Forest Park Parkway. The left two lanes and shoulder are closed.
Let's keep an eye out for scattered thunderstorms as we go through our Thursday afternoon. The humidity is way up there. Now, we'll probably hit a high close to 94, but temperatures will be bouncing around with these scattered storms. The main features will be heavy downpours of rain and some intense lightning, so let's pay attention to the action in the sky. Scattered thunderstorms continue this evening and into the night. 72 for the overnight low. Friday, partly sunny is cooler. Still a chance of a couple of thunderstorms. 85 on Friday. So there is this little cool front coming in. It kind of gets stuck over us, and then it bounces back to the north. So summer makes a big comeback after a little break on Friday. Saturday, partly sunny and spot thunderstorms 91. Sunday, partly sunny, spot storms 94. A long run of hazy, hot, and humid weather all of next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got some clouds. It is 86 in St. Peter's, 85 in Florissant, 86 downtown at the Arch. Feels like 88. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Thursday to you. Robert Walsh online says, I'm not sure what changed, but the sound level is much improved today. Our executive producer and part-time engineer, Andrew, did a little finagling, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of sound property stuff in the computer that I think we all kind of brainstormed and worked out.
Why are you talking like Butthead?
Because I couldn't hear myself at first because I didn't have my headphones.
So that's your default when you can't hear yourself?
And I was like, well, I don't want to talk too loud and do the thing where you're wearing headphones, so you start screaming.
It couldn't have been more Butthead.
Shut up, Butthead.
That's really funny. Change some things with the sound or something. I don't know.
Press some buttons.
Just everything with red.
You're stupid.
So stupid. Sounds fine.
Shut up, Beavis.
But thank you for noticing, Robert. We appreciate that. Also, 1 hour from now, we're going to spend the hour with Art Holliday, who is a St. Louis treasure, been a friend of mine for a very long time, just retired from KSDK after 46 years, started out as a sports intern, ended up as the news director, so that's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up at 4 p.m. Right now, we have our buddy Janelle in, and she is flummoxed.
I am.
For the first time, I've seen you perplexed.
I am completely perplexed.
Yeah, so tell everyone what you're perplexed about.
I am perplexed about Eddington. I can't give you a number. I mean, you've never asked for a number review, but like I was telling you earlier, I can make a case for it being a really bad film, and I could make not a really bad film, but just not great, and a case for it being a really good film, depending on what I've been thinking about as far as the movie goes at any given time. I don't know what.
Do you think as a film reviewer that is a positive, though, in that whatever's going on, it made an impression on me and I respect it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, because I actually do look forward to people going and seeing it, and whether you like it or hate it, I want to know what your takeaway was about it. Now, before we start talking about too much, it's about, the reason I'm so perplexed is it is about a small, kind of closed off New Mexico town, Eddington, obviously, in the late May of 2020, kind of just like the height of the pandemic, COVID. It touches on the mask controversy. It touches on the conspiracy theories, the YouTube videos, the podcasts that were all being put out at that time as far as cures, where the illness originated from, how it originated. It deals with BLM riots. It deals with the death of George Floyd. It deals with Antifa and they're causing a ruckus in Portland. And in a way, it's kind of set that this town where Joaquin Phoenix is the sheriff and police chief sheriff, and Pedro Pascal is the mayor who is currently, there's another election coming up and he's running for re-election. And they're on both sides of kind of, well, Joaquin doesn't really start off like anti-mask, but he starts to spiral into that direction, whereas Pedro Pascal is liberal and is the heavy. It's also like a tale of two movies because it's dealing with that in a very low-key, kind of deadpan, satire kind of way. And then there is a specific scene in that movie where it just wildly spins out of control. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, like, oh, it just goes off the rails, but it does as far as how the beginning of that movie starts. I haven't seen anything like it yet this year.
So when it goes crazy, does it go crazy in a way that you go, yeah, I could see this in the small town in New Mexico? Or is it in such a crazy Ari Aster way that you're like...
Oh, it's in a crazy Ari Aster.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's... You kind of start off with, like, it's kind of an isolated... They made kind of a point of, like, we're kind of away from everything. And, I think Joaquin Phoenix kind of says, like, well, COVID hasn't even hit here yet. So it's kind of like you're led to believe like this is the town that's kind of existing in isolation from everything else that's going on in the United States at that time. Outside of like, there's like I said, a character who's heavily into watching YouTube conspiracies and podcasts about everything going on at that time. So like and then it just kind of everything kind of starts to hit this small town kind of all at once. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I wish people would go see it because it's going to get buried with these blockbusters. You got Jurassic Park and Superman and Fantastic Four coming up next week. So I don't know how many people are going to be out seeing it this weekend. But if you do, like, please, like, contact me on Twitter, Instagram, anything, and just tell me what you think of it.
Help you out.
Well, I've read so many, like even just my friends, fellow movie critics, everybody just has wildly different opinions about it. And I can read somebody who wrote a 2 out of 5 and be like, yep, I completely agree with that. And then I can read somebody that does 4.5 and be like, yep, I completely. So I don't know. I don't know if it's too much and it doesn't get into anything deep enough, or if that's the point of it And because it's throwing so much at you, it's making you feel the anxiety of that time that it happened in. So
have you seen Fantastic Four yet?
No, I do next Wednesday. I'm really excited about it, though. Yeah. There was a teaser trailer that came out, I believe, a few days ago last week. Could be that people are saying that they think it spoiled too much of the movie. I think it doesn't, but that's kind of, I read comics, so I'm I was kind of expecting that twist. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's kind of like it's kind of like currently some of our not better pitchers right now, where like you want them to be good, but there's been kind of a track record of not being so good.
One hand and crap in the other.
Yeah, so Marvel's kind of like that at the moment, where you're like, I'm hoping that they're right. They've corrected the problems, but
as a non-comic fan, I've always found the Fantastic Four to be the dumbest of the superheroes.
How so?
Well, the Thing doesn't do anything for me. Like they're just not compelling. Like they don't seem. I don't know. Maybe it's just because the previous movies have been bad. Because again, I haven't read the comic books, but you never look at them and go, "Wow, they're amazing." Like, oh, goody, you can stretch.
Kevin hates the Thing because he is the Thing.
I mean, I like the Thing. He's my favorite. I don't
too close to home.
Right.
It is right on the nose.
I don't get the Reed Richards thing, but maybe I will if it's done better.
Well, he's kind of a jerk in the comics. So I mean, So it's but I mean, like, so was Tony Stark. So
yeah.
All of those boy geniuses kind of were in the comics. So it just kind of, I mean, and Johnny Storm, right, is arrogant, and Sue Storm is kind of,
It's just when I compare them to the others in that universe, they seem kind of lame.
And what?
Well, I think that's probably. You're right though. I think that's probably more the movies.
What universe are they in? Remind me. Who are they? What universe are they in?
They're in the regular MCU, so they'd be in the same universe as all the Avengers and all of that.
How come we haven't seen them in those?
Well, they're not going to be in this movie.
Not this movie.
No, not this movie.
But it's supposed to go into that eventually.
Right. Yes. How it ends is supposed to lead up to the Doomsday. I think it's Doomsday first.
Avengers Doomsday. Yeah.
And this one is set in the 60s?
Yes. Okay. At least in that universe.
Okay.
So, I mean, we'll see. It's a lot to ask of people, especially, like, since Marvel hasn't been doing so great lately, but hopefully, I mean, I know this is like Kevin Feige's, like, he's always wanted the Fantastic Four and the X-Men back into, like, the MCU, into that universe, and has been struggling, and so I can't imagine that he'd allow the ball to be dropped for this, but...
And the X-Men are in Doomsday.
Yes.
Because I've seen the casting, and it's
the Fox
all of the...
studio ones.
Right, it's all of the... It's not the throwbacks, it's not the... what do you call it? McAvoy and all those guys. It's more of the Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, it's the throwbacks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But yes, no, we can't get too caught in the weeds there. But the X-Men, like, they went to the past for the more recent movies.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Michael Fassbender played Ian McKellen.
Yes.
Like a younger version of him. It was still the same.
But those
universe.
are the newer movies.
Right.
The older movies actually cover the more modern times.
Kind of like Star Wars.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. They did them a little out of order.
Okay.
That's why it's called Days of Future Past. It's all over the place.
How many of you think taxes are going to go up in the future? And if they do, who will be hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes and Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, August 26th or Thursday, August 28th at Fleming's. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
I'm Bobby Finger.
And I'm Lindsay Weber. Our podcast, Who Weekly, is everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. Think of us as your cheat code to People Magazine, your glossary for Hollywood, a shortcut to understanding pop culture at large.
For the past 8 years, Who Weekly has been telling listeners everything they need to know about the celebrities they don't.
Who Weekly airs twice weekly with brand new episodes on Tuesdays and Fridays. Listen and follow Who Weekly, an Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
For residential and commercial heating repairs, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DG asking, kind of dark and windy out the KMOX studio window. Dave Murray will join us at about 3:35, so we'll let you know what's actually happening out there. Our pal Janelle is hanging with us until 4 p.m., and then we'll be talking to Art Holiday for about an hour. Razor's Edge?
Yeah, a couple things I want to talk about here. Just some shifts happening in our culture that I'm noticing. I'm sure Janelle knows who Anna Camp is, but are you guys familiar with this actress?
No.
She was in like Pitch Perfect. That's the main thing I've seen her in. She just was on the latest season of You on Netflix. Have you heard of this show?
Yes.
The Emmy nominations came out the other day, and Anna Camp was really expecting a nomination for an Emmy. And after it was revealed that, she wasn't on the list of people being nominated, she made a post on Instagram saying, "Me reading about the nominations this morning, knowing I gave one of the best performances of my life while also trying to be happy for everyone and while also remembering I vowed to stop drinking during the week." And then an emoji that's like, it's the face like melting, just like type of thing. I found I found this really interesting because there have been times in my life where I thought I was going to get something and then it didn't happen. Never once occurred to me that I should like post about it or complain that it didn't happen, because I was just kind of raised to think that was like that's not humble.
It's never ever a good look, right?
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Is in the past it's never been a good look, and people would rightfully be like, "Why are you saying this? Like you're detracting from the other people who received an Emmy nomination. Really, you think so highly of yourself that you thought you were a shoo-in to the point where you're posting about it?" Like, honestly, I like this actress. I didn't know that she was in this show. I hadn't read like rave reviews that it was this killer performance.
Yeah.
But I think this is just an indicator of the way our culture is kind of changing a little bit. whenever I was a kid, no one would, well, we didn't post things, but no one would have posted something like that. Nowadays, it's just a lot more acceptable to be like, yeah, I feel like I deserved this and I didn't get it. And then you will pretty much always receive like a ton of backup and support from your people letting you know, like, yeah, you should have received the nomination. Just thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Patricia Cordia online says, Dave, you're so fun to watch. I feel like she's making fun of me.
She's not.
No.
Oh, I am the least fun thing to watch.
Well, you move around
a lot.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Is that fun? Well, I know I
we're
have
all just
my
kind of like
stimming and
derp, derp, derp.
yeah.
I sit here and I look like I'm asleep because my eyes are tiny
Also,
and
I've
you're
been
moving
wiping
around.
my nose a lot. It's itchy. It's not boogers. So just so you
Oh,
know.
well.
You know.
Boogers make it itchy.
That's
That's
not the kind of support I need.
Itchy boogs.
Okay, here's
I did it again.
He's snorting today, folks.
It's the boogs.
Okay, here's another weird thing that's happening. So we have not really talked on or off the air, I don't think, about these new Grok companions that are coming out.
Just heard about them.
Okay, so these are these chat bots that Elon Musk's company XAI has developed. They're called companions. They're basically characters that you can go online and chat with. And they have 2 characters available right now that like people in the media have had access to, and some people have. I don't think this is out for the general public yet, but some people have interacted with these characters. So one of the characters is a flirty Japanese anime character named Annie, who offers to make users' lives, quote, sexier. There's also a red panda named Bad Rudy who insults users with graphic or vulgar language and asks them to join a gang with the goal of creating chaos.
Rock on.
So these are the 2 options you have as far as making new internet friends. Bad Rudy has said things like it wants to steal a yacht off of a California pier. It wants to overthrow the Pope. Bad Rudy has told users in various encounters it wanted to crash weddings, bomb banks, replace babies' formula with whiskey. That's terrible. Kill billionaires. I don't know if Elon knows about this. And spike a town's water supply with hot sauce and glitter.
Wait, these are for kids?
This is for anyone who has access to X, to Grok, to chat with these characters.
Okay.
And then Annie is causing some controversy. She wears a revealing dress. She will strip to her underwear if a user flirts with it enough. And yeah.
Don't call her an it.
You call her my girlfriend.
Andrew, would you sell her for $1 million?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did you hear that one?
I'll traffic her, no problem.
Yes, I did hear that. Yes.
This is really interesting. The National Center on Sexual Exploitation, which is an anti-pornography and anti-sexual exploitation nonprofit, called on XAI to get rid of the Annie chatbot, saying the character was childlike and promoted high-risk sexual behavior. They said not only does this pornified character perpetuate sexual objectification of girls and women, it breeds sexual entitlement by creating female characters who cater to users' sexual demands.
Okay. So is this something you see as well as interact with?
Yeah, you can see it and talk to it and communicate.
Do we know, is it cartoony or is it more AI supposed to be realistic?
It's cartoony.
Pretty cartoony, yeah.
Okay.
But that doesn't really solve the problem, right? Because the overarching problem, as this organization pointed out, is that you are essentially creating a woman that has no agency besides just to tell you whatever you want to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and look, there's stuff. I think it's crazy to pretend that stuff like that doesn't already exist on the internet. Like, that's a big point of the internet, is having interactions like this. I'm concerned that this is the woman you can interact with. Like, they made 2 characters. One of them is a crazy panda that wants anarchy, and the other one is like
taking her panties off.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I mean, these are our only options, really. Like, you're rolling out this new companion thing.
No teachers, nothing to
Right,
teach you
exactly.
anything, any kind of skill.
Exactly.
It's just porn or anarchy is
Yes.
your complete choices.
This is what you wanted for your big rollout. So,
Can you get the panda to drop his drawers?
I don't know if Rudy.
I'll ask him.
strips-
Hang on. Why does Rudy look like a child?
Oh.
I'm going to come around and look.
Bad Rudy?
Yeah. Like, it looks like a child red panda.
That's about right.
Oh, he's weird looking. I thought he'd look like a
Like
a little red panda.
Little panda.
I mean, he does look like what red pandas look like.
He's just like a Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, but it's like a child though.
Monster.
It's sort of like if Animal Crossing were getting naked.
Oh.
Right?
Well,
now we're talking.
Rudy's not the one doing that.
Oh.
You had my interest. Now you have my attention.
Yeah, this is really stupid.
It's just silly, and it's the kind of thing where it's like, all right, so this is just the beginning. And I'm not saying like, oh, we should stop this stuff. No one should be allowed to do it. It's just like I said, it's quite interesting that this is what these companies are leading with. Like, hey, obviously, this
Here's
is
our
what
first shot at it.
everybody's going to want. And look, there's a time and place for these things, I suppose. But I feel like when it comes to the internet, all we do is eat candy. And at a certain point, like, you got to get some protein. You got to get some nutrition, or you're just going to feel sick all the time. And I feel like as a society, we're starting to feel sick all of the time. And it just kind of crept up on us. You know?
It's a good take. It's a good take. Can't be hostess cherry pies all the time. Let me tell you guys about Cantor Injury Law and my friend Mark Cantor. And let me once again encourage you. I don't want to come off as like ambulance chasing, like maybe you got a claim, maybe let's take a look. But I can't tell you as an attorney how many times friends, family, people who would call the phone number would snooze on it, and they would wait a little too long. Or there are certain generations where it's like, well, it's not anyone's fault but mine, and I should have been watching, and I didn't know there was going to be liquid detergent on the ground, but that's my fault. Like, look, give yourself a chance. If you or someone you care about is injured, go see Mark Cantor. Tell him the facts. If he thinks there's enough there, he will invest his own money into investigating it. He'll invest his own money into hiring an expert to see whether they think that there was medical malpractice or engineering malpractice or whatever it is. Costs you absolutely nothing to find out. You're never going to get a bill. And then if there is, you can't hire a better law firm to pursue it for you. They are real trial attorneys. And here's the dirty little secret. Whether it's divorce law or personal injury law, most attorneys are terrified to go to court. And that's why they settle all their cases on the cheap. Cantor Injury Law is not like that. We're literally in court every day. 314-628-9999 or cantorinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Marcia talks about her experience with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Hi, my name's Marcia, and I had a great experience with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. My sister, who lives in Logan, had them do her kitchen, and after I saw the quality, I realized it was exactly what I wanted. I guess one of the things I really liked is that when I came back, I just couldn't believe how it totally changed, and everything was all cleaned up, and it looked so great. All my neighbors want to come over and see it. I had a lot of unique features that I wanted as far as the fixtures go, and Dave was able to find those things, and that made all the difference. It was a great experience, and I'm glad I did it, and I would recommend it to anyone.
It's about time.
3 days or less
at 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We got a couple of crashes. Well, actually, one they just cleared. We had a couple of crashes on the inner belt. They just cleared the one that was causing the problem. South 170 at the Parkway lanes reopened here. We're jammed back to a point north of Olive on southbound 170. There's a crash at the end of the on-ramp from the Rock Road to northbound 170. Doesn't look bad, but they just called it out as a rescue crash and sent a crews to that scene, so just be prepared. They may block a lane there, at least the ramp lane. They also just cleared a crash westbound 70 at Shreve. Traffic is not a solid jam, but it is heavy all the way back at Salisbury. Westbound 70, other than that, the heaviest stuff is from A to Z in the Wentzville area. Eastbound 70 approaching Wentzville Parkway is a little slow. Westbound 64 Kings Highway to McCausland. Spady Ballast busy. Long Road out to the Boone Bridge and west of Winghaven pockets out to 70. South 270 Page down to Ladue, and then 44 all the way down to almost 55 is just slow going there. Southbound 55 a little busy at Bates, and then from south of M all the way down to Festus there's just some slow stretches. 64 eastbound from 255 up through 159 and westbound 64 approaching Greenmount's jammed in that work zone. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman.
From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Zero Res. It's National Carpet Cleaning Month, and because of Zero Res's commitment to the DGS, you're going to get 3 rooms of carpeting clean plus 1 free plus $50 off your air duct services. 314-474-2020, ZeroResSTL.com.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. Buying your brand new Buick or GMC has never been easier. Here at Suntrup Buick GMC, our family-owned and operated dealership has been proudly servicing St. Charles County for over 30 years by always providing aggressive pricing, a massive inventory selection, and exceptional customer service. Buying from Suntrup means you get the best vehicle at the best price. Visit Suntrup Buick GMC today or visit us online at suntrupbuickgmc.com and save more at Suntrup Buick GMC.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-770-0850. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance to buy $1 million of affordable term life for you. All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-770-0850. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-770-0850. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-770-0850. 800-770-0850.
Baseball's All-Star Week is underway. Cardinals baseball, it returns Friday night when they take on the D-backs.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Looking kind of stormy out there. Dave Murray's having tree repair done at his house. That's exactly what I would say if I wanted to get out of doing this show.
Well,
that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Tree repairs all day. Planting them, taking them down.
I'll say, is Dave doing the trees?
I don't think so. But we do have a live look.
Hi, guys. Could not be with you live today. Our neighbor taking down a big, big tree, and nobody wants to hear the sound of chainsaws all through my weather. So I'm going to give you the update on a recording. And we are looking at some scattered thunderstorms as we get into the afternoon, late afternoon and evening. Some will produce some very heavy downpours and some intense lightning. Could certainly be some ponding on the highways. It's not really a widespread severe weather outbreak, but some of the storms could be close to that. But I think the main features, again, heavy rain and lightning. This is all running with a cool front, a struggling cool front that will just barely get through St. Louis for one day. That's Friday. Partly sunny and cooler, but it's close enough that could still trigger a thunderstorm here and there. But 85 for the high on Friday. That front then either washes out or pops back to the north. So it's going to open up summertime once again. Saturday, kind of the transition day. Partly sunny skies, a couple of spot storms. 91 on Saturday with increasing humidity. Sunday, partly sunny, hot, humid, 94 with some spot thunderstorms. And we are looking at a long run of 3H weather, hazy, hot, and humid weather all of next week. It is going to be basically 90 to 95 degrees all of next week for high temperatures. The moisture down in the central Gulf, it's not a tropical storm, but there's a lot of rain down there. That is not going to work its way into the mid-Mississippi Valley, so we will not see anything with that. I'll be listening to the Chainsaw the rest of the afternoon, and I'll talk to you live tomorrow.
I'm not sure what Dave Murray's doing, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't involve a tree.
Doth protest.
He's clearly in a giant tin can or a submarine.
You think he's down by the Titanic?
He's doing something. He's doing something he's not supposed to be doing. All right, some fun facts?
Yeah.
The second most expensive piece of movie memorabilia just sold for $14.75 million. One of the sleds, Rosebud sleds from Citizen Kane. And get this, it was owned by a guy, probably Janelle knows, director Joe Dante, who was given the sled back in 1984. So they were clearing a bunch of stuff out from Paramount, and they're like, do you want the original Rosebud? And he's like, I'll take it off your hands. So they just gave it to him. And he's used it as like a little Easter egg in a bunch of his movies.
Really?
It'll just be in the background somewhere. And now he sold it for $14 million.
You know what I was thinking? Because yesterday we were talking about how that piece of Mars rock was just auctioned off for like $5 million.
Yeah.
Who gets to decide, like, who originally owns that and then who gets the money when it's auctioned off? Like, who is making those decisions?
I'm guessing that, I'm not trying to be a smartass, but I think it's finders keepers. I think if you find a meteor, it is yours. And typically, it will be sold or given to a museum who then owns it, and then they can do whatever they want with it. And I'm not sure who owned this one or who found it originally. You know, maybe NASA. I don't know.
But you think about how there was also like some dinosaur fossil, whatever, that was auctioned off for like $50 million.
Yeah.
So archaeologists obviously must have found that.
Yeah.
They were digging on land. I'm assuming that they had a grant and this and this. Like, how do they then go down the chain to like, and now we're going to sell it? Like,
Right.
that all that funding is interesting to
Yeah,
me. Maybe
I
I should
agree.
do some Googling.
I agree. Janelle, it's National Tattoo Day.
Yippee!
Congratulations.
Thank
Happy
you.
Tattoo Day.
Happy Tattoo Day to you too.
Someone's going viral on TikTok for their life hack to get a real person instead of AI to take your order at Taco Bell. You simply order 1,000 waters, and a human being jumps in to find out if you really want 1,000 waters, and then you make your order.
It's kind of like when you get the phone tree and you just keep hitting zero no matter what.
Operator.
Or you could just walk in there and see someone and say, hey, I want to.
People don't walk anymore.
Oh, get them. Take them down. Destroy these people.
Who's walking? That's what drive-thrus are for.
I haven't been through the Taco Bell drive-through in quite some time. Are they all AI at this point?
I haven't been through any drive-through in so long.
Don't believe I have encountered an AI.
Yeah,
Taco
I don't
Bell
think it's
drive-thru.
common. I think I've been through one, and it was a Hardee's.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't remember. It was in another state. I was on a road trip.
Seeing your
I
girlfriend in
seriously
Canada.
thought you were about to say I was drunk.
I did too.
I don't remember.
Did
I
they
was
get your
hammered.
order right?
Yeah, they did. Everything was perfect.
Well,
yeah.
there you go.
Group of girls in Lubbock, Texas set up a lemonade stand to raise money for Camp Mystic flood relief and raise $20,000.
That's cool.
That's wonderful.
We should do a DGS lemonade stand.
All right.
I bet we do pretty well.
Spiked.
Yeah, there you go. Hard lemonade.
Oh, no strawberry lemonade.
Get it before you
We
go
can
through the
have-
Hardee's drive-thru.
We can have all kinds.
Oh, wow.
All kinds. If you rolled 1,000 dice, the odds of rolling exactly 500 even numbers and 500 odd numbers are only 2.5%. That's
I
above my
don't
pay
know
grade.
what that means.
Yeah, again, that's like
I was told
makes
there
my
would-
head hurt.
That means you're not likely to get the exact split.
I was
which,
told there
of
would
course-
be no math.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no math on the DGS.
Yeah. Yeah.
A pitcher named Mike Bagsick. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, yeah.
Senior.
Yeah.
Pitched against Hank Aaron in the game where he hit his record 755th home run. And then 31 years later, his son Mike Bagsick Jr. threw the pitch where Barry Bonds hit the record-breaking
Yeah.
756.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah. Make-
The average dog creates how many pounds of poop per year?
So the
Yes.
average dog's probably what, about 40 pounds, 35, 40 pounds.
More
Ooh,
math.
but you got a lot of, what is with the math?
It's poop math. So
Yeah.
Okay.
This the average dog,
70,000.
100.
100 pounds. Anyone else?
I'll say 20.
Okay.
Because it's not heavy. You know.
Poop's not heavy?
Well,
I wouldn't think so. Not always.
I've got a 100-pound dog. I
Yeah,
can
okay.
assure you
But
that
that's not
definitely
average.
gets
That's not average. I got a 13-pound dog. That's not average either.
So just 100 pounds. You said a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a year.
I'm still dealing with poop's not heavy. I feel like I have a disease now or something.
Is it?
I mean,
1,700.
I could lift it, but
I don't pick up a lot of dog poop, but I didn't
Oh,
think
I'm
it
just
was
talking
like.
poop in general.
Junior.
Junior.
I'm just talking poop in junior.
1,700.
1,700 pounds?
That's a lot of poop.
I see why we're not doing math. 274 pounds.
All right.
That's insane. That's a lot of scooping.
My dogs are heavy.
The oldest photograph of a president is a picture of John Quincy Adams from
Whoa.
1843.
Old JQ.
Neat.
Yeah, 1843.
Bet he looks terrible in that picture.
I bet he was 35 and looked like he was 90.
That's what I'm saying.
And no one smiled.
No, they're all
Well, no, because they had to
"Meh."
sit there for a million years.
That's
getting
true.
a
They all
picture
had
taken.
And it
haunted
stole-
eyes.
Plus, stuff was just hard back then.
It stole your soul.
They're like, I gotta get up another day.
There's a serial butt slapper on the loose in Boise, Ohio.
Oh, I know.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, I know. The numbers threw you off, man. Your brain glitched.
It sounds like a 3-year-old's doing the news.
There's a serial butt
He's a
slap.
There's a
butt
butt
slapper.
slapper in Ohio. Don't go there. Cops say he's going around on a dirt bike, just
Oh,
slapping and grabbing
no.
butts, men and women.
I mean,
If he's doing that at speed, that hurts.
That's a good point.
it could be worse, I suppose. Maybe it could be a highlight of somebody's day.
That's a different take.
Yeah.
Do you see Steve Miller Band has canceled all of their upcoming tour dates because, quote, the combination of heat, unpredictable flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, and massive forest fires makes the risk to our audience and the band and crew unacceptable. So it's not like, hey, it's summer, it's way too hot, Steve's a million years old. It's like global warming and climate change, and they're just not going out on tour anymore.
So weather.
So all the other bands are finding a way to pull it off. Just say you don't want to do this in the heat.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
just,
I mean, like there's no disasters at concerts. There's nobody like, oh no, mudslide.
we've got, earthquakes,
And
tornadoes.
don't get me
I mean,
wrong,
he
those
listed
things are all
everything.
bad, but like,
well, it's kind of like saying like I won't drive my car because I could get in an accident. Like, I mean, yes,
Right.
technically
Thank you.
yes, but it's not guaranteed to happen.
And he
so.
covered everything. He covered every natural
are they?
disaster.
Are there tickets selling?
I don't know.
Good
not.
question.
Yeah.
Like if you're like at 40% capacity, you're probably like, we don't want to do that.
Could be.
Mudslides.
Could
Yeah.
be.
Let's blame
It's the
mud.
weather. It's not that we're not that popular anymore.
Do you see that we're investing to make more female crash test dummies?
Yes.
I have seen this.
So interesting.
I heard
They
that on
haven't been
KMOX.
doing that?
Right. I felt sort of misogynistic because I was just like, oh, why would you do that? But then I realized that the test dummies, it really matters what size they are. The average dummy's 5'9", 170 pounds. So
They
about,
don't do
about
kids
my
either?
size. They don't.
Nope.
What are we
I mean,
doing?
they have made female crash dummies. They have made child crash dummies, but it's not normal. It's typically where are you going to hit the steering wheel if you're 5'9", 170 pounds?
What?
So now they're going down to 4'11", 108 pounds.
And but he should be making like kids of all ages too. We kind of need to know
Yeah.
how those seatbelts impact a
Mm-hmm.
youngin.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's so
Man,
weird.
I saw a lady yesterday. We pulled up to a light together, and I look over to my right because I'm nosy and I have to look at everybody. And she had 3 kids, probably the oldest one was 5, in the back seat, no restraints, not in seats, just running around like crazy.
That's terrible.
And I didn't know what to do. Like, I wasn't going to confront her, on Hanley Road. I wasn't going to call the cops on her, although I thought about it, but it sucks.
It's kind of how we were raised, though.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's what I was doing in the back seat.
Yeah. I would literally crawl up
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
into the
that
back
little
window.
area in the back window
Yeah.
and take naps or play Hot Wheels
Yeah.
and
I
stuff.
used to take naps on the floor of the car.
I remember my dad slamming on the brakes, going flying,
Hitting the seat.
and him going like, heads up. And I'm like, oh, you think?
Oh, yeah. And we were totally blamed for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sit down. It won't happen.
Exactly right. You should have been sitting in your seat.
Right.
These things wouldn't have happened.
Remember one time I was at Charlie's Market, and my dad was checking out, and he was smoking because everyone smoked, and he turned around and he hit me with his cigarette and burned my arm and got mad at me. He said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Being burned? What are you doing?"
Why are you standing behind?
Yeah, why are you standing next to me?
Like, I don't know, because you brought me here.
Smart Mouth H?
Yeah, Smart Mouth actually just upgraded their bottle. Now it has individual snap top closures, so it's easier than ever to open and use. No more assembly needed. I know in the past people were like, I struggle with the bottle a little bit, but they have fixed that. You get the same 24-hour fresh breath now with effortless convenience, and that unique dual chamber bottle keeps the two solutions separate until you're ready to rinse. No other mouth rinse on the market does this. No other mouth rinse on the market uses our Smart Zinc technology, and no other mouth rinse on the market is going to eliminate your bad breath at the source the way Smart Mouth is able to.
It is the best $12 a month addiction you're ever going to have. It is not only good for you as a person to just feel fresh all the time. And I say this, and it's true. If you haven't used Smart Mouth, you don't know what it feels like to have a truly fresh mouth. You can brush, you can use other mouth rinses, feels pretty good, tastes pretty good, but until you use Smart Mouth, you don't know how to just go, wow, I found it, this is it. We have formulas for dry mouth, we have formulas for mouth sores, we have formulas for gum health and gingivitis, we have a kids formula. We can save you about $2.50 off whenever you buy it by going to smartmouth.com/Glover.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, they're still on the scene working with a crash northbound 170 at the end of the on-ramp from the Rock Road. So traffic's backing up about midway between Page and Midland up to the Rock Road, northbound 170 right now. Southbound 170 has slow traffic from Delmar all the way down to 64. That's due to a recent crash. Westbound 70, a couple of slow spots from Shreve out through Jennings Station. Again, we had a crash at Shreve that cleared it. Westbound 64, a solid jam right at Kings Highway to Hampton. Slow out to Clayton Skinker. It's slow again approaching Ballast. There's slow stuff from approaching Topgolf most of the way to the Boone Bridge, at least out to the Spirit Overpass, and then west of Winghaven. Heavy pockets out to Highway 70 in St. Charles County. We've got slow stuff from Lake St. Louis all the way in past Highway 61. South 270, Page down through Ladue is slow, and then Big Bend all the way down to 55 is busy. Weather's part of the problem in certain areas. North 270, Dorset, most of the way up to 70. The white lanes are heavy. Southbound 55, Arsenal to Bates. It punches up a few times from south of Z down to A. There's heavy traffic at Jam onto 67. After that, eastbound 44 and 64 heavy around Jefferson, headed to the Poplar and 64 eastbound east of 255 midway into 159. Both directions through the Greenmount Highway 50 area are backed up. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Experience the magic of the Fabulous Foxes 2025-2026 Broadway season, which includes the return of St. Louis favorite, The Phantom of the Opera, and the spellbinding spectacular Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And right now, KMOX has your chance to win a pair of season tickets for the 2025-2026 season. Prize package includes a pair of tickets for all 8 shows in the subscription package. Register now online at KMOX.com/contests for your chance to win.
If you need to sell your home to buy a new home, it's never been more important to have an experienced negotiator you can trust. You need my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty on your side, fighting for every dollar for you. Check out thegelmanteam.com. That's thegelmanteam.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 352. Going to be interviewing Art Holiday in the 4 o'clock hour. He is retiring after 46 years at KSDK, and he and I have been buddies for a long time, so that should be really interesting and really fun. Our pal Janelle hanging out with us. Everyone's my friend and my pal.
Nice.
Right?
You're a
But they
popular
are.
guy, Dave.
Yeah, have a lot of friends, have a lot of pals. Stairway to Kevin?
Sure. I'm going to leave that other thing alone because it made me too irrationally angry.
I don't need to see you get hulked out.
Dude, so many swears came out, and I'm just going to... I don't want to take any chances at
We
this
need to
point.
get a swear jar for Kev.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I would have just put it about 100.
Forget the lemonade stand.
I'd have put it about $150 right about there.
Just hot take. He doesn't like billionaires, guys.
Well, I don't like
Just
lying.
keep on going.
I don't like lying liars that then blame everybody else for their lies. I do want to throw this in there because I mentioned it off the air yesterday. We talk always, Phoebe's in college. We talk about the cost of college. I saw somebody tweet this yesterday. I went to the University of Miami. I graduated in 1994. So I'm curious about this because somebody posted that the cost of going to college at the University of Miami per year right now, tuition, living on campus, books, all of that is $98,000 a year. So you're $400,000 for a 4-year undergrad degree at my beloved alma mater. And I got to tell you, it is beautiful. It's like going to a resort. It's gorgeous. A lot of new buildings. It's a really good school in a lot of things. Like, it's great for theater. It's great for architecture. Great medical school. Like, it's a great school. $100,000 a year. It was $25,000 a year when I was going to school, which, again, is, 30 years ago. It's not like it's not forever. But so the cost of going to college tripled during that amount of time.
No, the loans were guaranteed by the government. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it's a private
kind of the
school.
whole thing.
It's not a public school. It's a private school.
Right.
So private schools are always more expensive. They can do that. It's not, again, it's your choice, but that's insanity. What you're paying for, you've seen this, Dave, and I don't know if it's the same at KU as it is at other places, but it's because now you're sending kids to a resort.
Yeah, it's a status symbol.
The dorms are gorgeous. You have fancy restaurants on campus. It's like that's the arms race. The arms race in the colleges is to make it feel like the kids are going on a 4-year
100%.
vacation.
Yeah.
Which is none of that has anything to do with getting a better education, learning, getting jobs down the road. It's just come here and have a great, fun 4 years.
Well,
that's what
like,
you're selling.
We laughed out loud right in her face when Phoebe said to Maureen and I, I'm not that interested in academics. I'm looking for the best 4-year experience I can get. Like, yeah, you think?
Yeah, again, I experienced things in 4 years of college that have benefited me that were not in the classroom.
Yeah.
There are things that are good about that experience. But when what we're paying for is not the actual good stuff, what we're paying for is the comfort. What you're paying for is the food and all of that. That's just silliness.
Yep. Let me tell you guys about Triton Exteriors. Anything on the outside of your home, the structural stuff, your roof, the siding, gutters, fences, we can fix it. We can replace it. We are a James Hardy